Oil, especially today, we broke $60 a barrel. We think the oil is going to be under $2 a gallon very soon. That's about 70% lower than what it was just a year ago. So that's a big thing. And when the oil comes down, everything comes down. It's pretty beautiful to watch. AstraZeneca, the largest pharmaceutical manufacturer in the United Kingdom, is committing to offer Americans major discounts on their vast catalog of prescription drugs, one of the great companies, by the way, and a most favored nation's pricing clause. So most favored nation is you're going to pay whatever the lowest price anywhere in the world is, that's what you're going to be paying. And I had it going very well in my first term, but we were interrupted by a rigged election, so I was unable to carry it forward. We started it, but this was something one of the reasons I wanted to run again was we had to have favored nations where the world is not going to be paying just a tiny fraction of what we were paying. I want to thank CEO Pascal Soriot, a very highly respected, one of the most respected men in business and certainly in the industry, for joining us today, as well as Secretary Howard Lutnick, Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., CMS Administrator Mehmet Oz, FDA Commissioner Marty McCary, and Virginia Governor, a man who's done an incredible job, and good luck with the upcoming election. I know you're working very hard. I watch you. You're right there. He's out there working. He wants to see that young woman win, and the Attorney General, who I endorsed, et cetera, et cetera. Glenn Youngkin. Thank you very much, Glenn. Thank you for being here. For many years, Americans have paid the highest prices anywhere in the world for prescription drugs by far, many times the amount that other countries are paying is ridiculous. Upon taking office, I signed an executive order to make sure that Americans pay no more for prescription medications than the lowest price for the same drug in other locations in developing nations. Today, AstraZeneca is committing to offer all of their prescription medications to Medicaid at most favored nations prices. In other words, the lowest price anywhere in the world, that's what we get. A move that will save American taxpayers hundreds of millions of dollars each year. And I tell the story, Glenn, that in my first term, I had the honor of being the first president in 28 years to lower drug prices during the course of the year. And we actually did, and I was so proud of myself. We called a news conference. I announced it. It was 1/8 of 1%. 1/8 of 1%. Now drug prices are going to be going down 100%, 400%, 600%, 1,000% in some cases. But for 1/8 of a cent, Bobby, think of that. I was so proud because for 28 years nobody had done it. And now it's... I think back to that. I said I shouldn't have had that news conference, but it is true. I was the only one that did it, but it was not very much. And now we're going to get, in some cases, 1,000% reduction. This is going to have a huge impact on everything from Social Security to Medicare to Medicaid, anything where they're buying any prescription drugs. It's going to have an incredible impact. It's going to lower itself greatly. AstraZeneca will also list many of their most popular drugs online at TrumpRx.gov. TrumpRx. I don't know why they put the name Trump. I did not tell them to do it, but I'm honored to let them do it. That's true, actually. That heavily reduced most favored nation's cost. Americans can expect discounts, and as I said, it could be in many cases way over 100%. And as an example, one particular drug that's hot, very hot, 654% on inhalers, COPD and asthma, as well as certain diabetics medications. They're going to be averaging about 654% reduction in price. You believe that one? The Democrats will say, well, he should have gotten more. It's crazy. In addition, all medications AstraZeneca introduces to the American market going forward will also be sold at these heavily discounted rates. Furthermore, AstraZeneca will invest $50 billion in the United States over the next 5 years for research and development of new drugs and to onshore manufacturing facilities across the country, like the new plant that broke ground yesterday in Charlottesville, Virginia, where the governor attended. They had a tremendous group of people attending. It's going to have 3,600 jobs just to begin with. And that's going to be a fantastic plant. I saw a picture. It's going to be the best, right? You can't get any better. This is a tremendous victory for Virginia and for American patients and for everything, for the country. It's an amazing company to have coming over to the United States in such a big way. That's going to be a big part of the company. Presidents have promised for years to lower the cost of health care. But my administration is actually the first to do it and do it substantially, do it at numbers that nobody thought, even I thought, were not possible. When you think of it, if you got a 1%, 2%, 5%, that's good. You did a good job. We're talking about 100, 200, 300, 500, 700 in some cases, some big, big numbers. And the largest drug companies in the world are working with us to make this a reality. And so I look forward to being at your opening of that incredible facility. I hear something, and it's in a great location, Len, right? One of the beautiful locations. So I'd now like to ask Secretary Kennedy to say a few words, followed by Dr. Oz, Pascal, Governor Youngkin, and we'll take some questions afterwards. Would anybody like to have some questions? Yes? Oh, I'm shocked. Okay, we'll take them right after, okay? Bobby, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. I talked about this a little yesterday in the cabinet meeting, but it's worth repeating because it shows this historical achievement as really monumental. When I was in my confirmation process, virtually every Democratic senator showed me their preoccupation with making sure that we completed, that I was going to continue to get a commitment from me to continue the IRA drug price negotiations. That the IRA required the Democrats, while President Biden was in the first year of the IRA, to negotiate 10 drug prices down. And then I was supposed to, my first year, negotiate 15 and 15 every year thereafter, and that was their plan. The Democrats claimed that they had a 22% reduction, and that was a great success. When we actually looked at that, when I came into the agency, we realized we were actually paying more for 8 of the 10 drugs. The 22% reduction was off of list price. And Medicare ended up paying more for 8 of the drugs, equal for the 9th, and about a 2% discount on the 10th drug. So that was the plan, and that's what they did. We are continuing the IRA negotiations, but thanks to the president's leadership, we have achieved something extraordinary here, which is a dream that he's had for 20 years because he's the common sense president. He saw something 20 years ago. He learned that we were paying 3, 4, 5, sometimes 10 times for the same drug as they were paying in European countries. Some of these drugs were manufactured in facilities in New Jersey and then sold for 1/10 the price in Great Britain, in London or Paris, that Americans were being charged for them a year. He saw that this was unfair. Every Democratic president, every Republican president has said that this was the gold standard. This is what we needed to do. Nobody's been able to change it. And when we came in, I have to say I was pessimistic about doing MFN. Dr. Oz was pessimistic. Our staff, John Brook and Chris Klump and the other people we brought in were all pessimistic. The president saw something that we didn't see, which is we had leverage. And that came through Howard and the tariffs, and we had extraordinary leverage to craft these deals. So last week we had Pfizer in, which is one of the biggest American pharmaceutical companies. Today we have AstraZeneca in with Pascal Sorios, which is one of the biggest European pharmaceutical companies. And the president asked us to do 3 things. 1, to get MFN prices. 2, to not bankrupt these companies. He understood that America has to be the center for innovation. The drug industry needs to innovate, that it's critical for its bottom line, it's critical for the health of the American people. And he asked us also to make sure that those companies would keep their promise to reshore this industry. For national security purposes, for our economy, it's critical. These companies are making these drugs in the United States. We were able to achieve all those things, and partially with the visionary help of Pascal, where is he? Of Pascal Zorias, who understood that innovation and the business doesn't work if everybody is not pulling the oars, if everybody doesn't have the skin in the game. Oh, the whole world was riding on our shoulders and riding on our dime. 70% of pharmaceutical revenues comes from this country. We only have 4.2% of the world's population, and we were paying for 80 or 90% of the innovation here, and the rest of the world was a free rider. And Pascal understood that that's not fair, and it's not a good, sustainable, long-term business model. And he came to the table. He was one of the first leaders to come to the table. I want to thank him for his vision, for operating with us in good faith. And this is an extraordinary deal. Not only that, but as the president just pointed out, he is also reshoring this industry here. He has 19 facilities already operating in this country. He has this other facility in Albemarle County that Dr. Oz went with Governor Youngkin and broke ground on yesterday. He has a second facility that is under construction in Kendall Square in Boston, another facility in Rockville, Maryland, and a fourth facility in Copper, Texas, right outside of Dallas-Fort Worth. And he's got plans for building many more in this country, thanks to the president's leadership, to the tariffs, and to the common sense the president has demonstrated in his own commitment to make drug prices lower for hardworking Americans. So I want to thank the president for your visionary leadership. I want to thank Dr. Oz for his part, and Marty McCary in negotiating this deal. Dr. Heidi Overton, Theo Merkel, Chris Klump, and John Brooks, who all played critical parts in the negotiation. And of course, Howard Lutnick, who was the key to these negotiations. Who do we bring up now? Dr. Oz.
Thanks, Secretary.
He'll take your place, Pascal.
Oh, Pascal, I get to introduce Pascal, which I'll do with great joy and honor. So the world is watching as President Trump tries to make peace in every place he can go. But at the same time, President Trump is putting peace into the hearts of Americans and bringing peace of mind to them, especially Americans who cannot afford their medications. And just to put a number on this, as he releases us from the bondage of paying 3 times more for the exact same product made in the same factory, in the same pill box, in the same instruction manual overseas, rather in this country than we pay overseas, it creates an opportunity for us because, Mr. President, you're turning the art of the deal into the art of the heel. And that is something that you're going to witness today. And it's the second we have more coming, but this is a very important one because I want to set the stage here. And Mr. Secretary, you're too modest. Secretary Kennedy did have a vision to push hard on this. He understood we could give the right medications to the right people at the right time. And there is nothing more maha than giving folks life-saving medications in a timely fashion so you prevent illnesses and treat other ones that have already occurred. You save lives that way. That literally is what was on the line as we began negotiating these. So let's set the stage. Where are we right now? Why this order? Last week, in this very room, President Trump welcomed the CEO of Pfizer, and that company, a leading U.S. pharmaceutical company, pledged to provide exactly what the president promised. Massive discounts to allow us to have most favored nation drug pricing in this country so we don't allow our people to pay more than folks overseas. And this was unthinkable even 6 months ago, 7 months ago when we came into office. And Americans now have the ability to do that, but we needed to prove it was scalable. So we went to AstraZeneca, which is the leading pharmaceutical company, a leading company in the entire world, but a massive opportunity in this march to MFN, a march to most favored nation drug pricing. And to have this message land clearly, we needed to make sure that the president's demand for fair drug pricing was heard all around the globe. And I actually think the single most powerful tool we had was the president, because people take him seriously. And some of the things that they were hearing overseas were alarming them enough that they began to realize the jig was up. So let's talk about the deal specifically. John Brooks, if you could be my Vanna White, please. John back there is Theo, Vince, Heidi were parts of the team. There are other members of the team I'll speak of in a second. So these are the 5 deal points. This is what Trump RX, by the way, which just launched, TrumpRx.gov, which was a unanimous name, by the way, Mr. President. He was not involved in picking the name, but it was not a difficult one to land on. We thought it had a catchy element to it. All primary care medications sold by AstraZeneca are going to be available on Trump RX, which means no more gaming, no more middlemen. Starting early next year, when you go to the website, you'll be able to see a marketplace. We're not selling the drugs. We're just making information available to everyone so you go to the right place to buy the right medication. Second, drugs for lung diseases are discounted massively, and that's over here on this line. The president highlighted 650%. They're significant discounts, and these are medications. We just picked the ones for lung disease and one for metabolic syndrome, diabetes, but there are others that are included. We have most favored nation pricing for everyone who is on Medicaid in this country. That's why Governor Youngkin is able to do backflips with his nimble 6'6" physique. Because for governors, this is a massive problem. If Medicaid prices continue going up, it crowds out other social services, which he'll speak to. We also have MFN for all new prescription drugs. Mr. President, by the time this term is done, 95% of all drugs sold in America, branded drugs and generic, will be available at a most favored nation drug pricing. Americans are going to benefit if the prices drop abroad. So Secretary Lutnick is going to make sure that if we get better prices for these companies from our partner countries overseas, the American people see those benefits, and there's going to be onshoring of manufacturing. And as has been mentioned, I stood with Governor Youngkin and Pascal Soriot as we broke ground yesterday in Charlottesville, Virginia, in a massive $4 billion facility. That's the hard hat, Mr. President. I know you like construction, so that was all I could bring back. But there was a lot of remarkable energy. And here's what that event really does. It sends a signal. It sends a signal for all countries around the world to stop freeloading off American innovation. It's done. It's not going to happen anymore with this president. And if you aren't picking up your end of the bargain, then you're going to be welcoming a lot of more companies to leave your shores and allow us to welcome them into our shores as they open up manufacturing facilities here. And for all the pharmaceutical companies out there, we're talking to all of you, pick up a shovel. This is a great place to build a facility, as AstraZeneca has shown us, and I think it has a wonderful opportunity in the future as well as this country continues to support the innovation Secretary Kennedy spoke about, because we're not compromising that at all. We're just getting fair prices for the American people. To the team, tough negotiations, Mr. President. You know how hard they can be. You can't get there without world-class negotiators, and we are blessed by individuals to work with the AstraZeneca team who are killers, head-to-head. And why? Because talented people out of the private sector are coming into government to serve this president in a generational opportunity that they feel in their heart will make a difference. John Brooks is part of that team. Chris Klump, Inma Hernandez, numerous other folks contributed as well. But we're open for business. And if you want a great position and a patriot, like the folks who negotiated these deals, please consider coming with us, because the president has made it clear that you will make a difference in government. Finally, I want to thank Pascal Soriot. Pascal is an interesting, almost enigmatic individual. He's a CEO of AstraZeneca. He is born in France, Australian citizen, knighted in Great Britain, running their largest pharmaceutical company. So you figure out the lineage. But one thing I know is a very, very smart man who came here early on, took the president seriously, and he recognized the inherent unfairness of the European model of global freeloading off our innovation. He appreciated the challenge, and he wanted to be part of the solution. So Pascal, take it away.
Thank you so much. So, President Trump, it is really a pleasure to see you again, since I had a chance to meet you last time you visited the UK for your state visit. I know the King actually kept you late during the night, during your visit, late up at night. And I must thank you, actually, for returning the favor. I can tell you you've kept me up at night and my team as well. But it has been really worth it. It's been worth it because today I'm really excited to announce AstraZeneca's commitment to your vision for a healthy America. Great leadership is about having an ambitious vision that can energize people, and you appoint a very talented team that can deliver on this. Your vision is exactly that. It is about lowering the price of medicines for American patients while ensuring that America remains a global powerhouse of innovation in biopharmaceuticals. And that's not easy to do. We need to keep inventing the technologies and the products that will cure disease. But you actually gave us a key, equalization. That's an important word. Yeah. You've assembled a remarkable team, actually, that together with us found a way to deliver on your vision. I would like to thank you, Mr. President, for your collaborative and your trusting approach throughout the discussion that led to this agreement. In addition, I would like to thank Secretary Lutnick, I'd like to thank Secretary Kennedy, Dr. Oz, and the CMS team, in particular John Brooks, who is here today, but also Chris Klump, for their very straightforward approach and their collaborative work that, together with my great team at AstraZeneca, enabled us to deliver this agreement today. It is an agreement that allows a number of wins. First of all, a great win for American patients. This agreement will deliver improved access to our medicines at a lower cost. We've addressed the 4 points that you raised in your letter, ensuring Americans do not pay more than patients in other wealthy countries. So it's a big win for patients and the healthcare system as a whole. But it's also a big win for the economy and for taxpayers, because it supports rebalancing the cost of innovation across wealthy nations. For too long, America has shouldered a disproportionate portion of the world's R&D cost for breakthrough medicines development. That imbalance is not sustainable. It had to change. And equalization levels the playing field, with wealthy nations contributing their fair share to the cost and the risk associated with biopharmaceuticals R&D. And I would say it's also a big win for state budgets because these Medicaid price reductions will have an immediate impact on Medicaid budgets and provide substantial relief to state budgets. Finally, your vision also secures America's strong position in life sciences and the onshoring of critical innovations and manufacturing. As a company, we will invest $50 billion in manufacturing and in R&D. We already have a large presence in the United States. We have 19 sites, and we employ 25,000 people around the country. They're all developing the new generation of medicines. But we'll continue to increase our presence in this country. We're expanding our manufacturing footprint in Texas. We're building our second large R&D center in Kendall Square in Boston. We are building a cell therapy manufacturing plant in Rockville, Maryland, and there's more to come. So a lot of investment over the next few years. I want to say that I appreciate very much Secretary Lutnick granting us a 3-year tariff exemption to localize the remainder of our products. Most of our products are locally manufactured, but we need to transfer the remaining part to this country. And also for your great support to convince also other wealthy countries to share the cost of pharmaceutical innovation. It is an important part of this agreement, rebalancing and the cost around the country, around the world. Yesterday showcased our commitment to the United States with this $4.5 billion investment in the beautiful Commonwealth of Virginia to manufacture what we call API, active ingredients for our medicines, but also antibody-drug conjugates that are such a critical part of the future treatment of cancer care, what is called smart chemotherapy, targeted chemotherapy. I want to thank Dr. Oz for joining us for the groundbreaking ceremony near Charlottesville, together with Governor Youngkin. And I actually love your AstraZeneca hat. I know you wanted to bring a shovel, but didn't make it to this beautiful room. I have to say it has been a great pleasure to work with Governor Youngkin and his team, in particular Secretary Segura, on this investment. Like you, President Trump, they are deal makers that move at the speed of business. And it's very important for us company to be able to work with people who understand who we are and move very fast. Our new facility will be a great example of Virginia supporting domestic production of medicines for America, enhancing national security in pharmaceutical supply, but also create thousands of highly skilled jobs. Governor Youngkin gave me a beautiful Virginia flag that we will proudly fly alongside the American flag in front of our new facility. So AstraZeneca's commitment to the United States is very strong, and this agreement ensures we'll make an even bigger difference for American patients. So, Mr. President, thank you again for welcoming me in this beautiful office and for making this moment possible. Thank you so much.
Pascal. Thank you very much.
Over to you, Glenn.
Well, first of all, I just want to thank everyone for celebrating this landmark moment. This landmark moment is not just a moment to announce a new way to buy less expensive life-saving medicine, but it is a step function change in the way that Virginians and Americans can access medicines. And it is a step function change because historically there was an opaque pricing mechanism that had so many people standing between the manufacturers and the patients that no one knew really what it cost. Well, now we can go direct to consumers. And that's what Trump RX is all about, going direct to consumers, where a consumer can come and find that particular medication that they need and go direct to the company and get the best possible price. Second of all, the most favored nation clause is a groundbreaking moment. It's a groundbreaking moment because, as you've heard, that American customers have been paying 3, 4, 5 times what international customers have been paying. That is just not fair. And Mr. President, I want to thank you for simply recognizing that America must come first. And Americans deserve the best pricing, not the worst. It changes everything for a state. In Virginia, we have $1.5 billion a year of pharmaceutical expenditure under our Medicaid plan. $1.5 billion a year. We save 10%, 20%. 30%. All of a sudden, 150, 300 million, 450 million in savings can be realized by a state. Now, I firmly believe that's the people's money, and it should go back in tax relief. But think about the change that that enables for a state as they manage their health care expenditures. Finally, Mr. President, you have driven a reshoring of critical supply chains that no one thought could happen. The industries that everyone thought were lost are now coming home, and with pharmaceutical manufacturing and active pharmaceutical ingredients particularly coming back to America, it changes everything. It's an economic moment for us. Yes, $4.5 billion into the Virginia economy, and that will in fact translate into $3 or $4 of extra economic impact for every dollar that is spent, 3,600 great paying jobs. But it's even more than that. This is a national security moment. And what you've just heard is one of the leading pharmaceutical companies in the world is choosing America, and yes, Virginia, to invest nearly $5 billion to build the most critical manufacturing for the future of America's health. That's not just a single example. It's happening all over. And in fact, in Virginia, Mr. President, we've been blessed with nearly $10 billion of commitments to build new pharmaceutical manufacturing in the great Commonwealth of Virginia. And therefore, I believe this is a moment to celebrate investment, but more importantly, to celebrate breakthroughs for American citizens to get access to life-saving medicines at costs that they deserve, because they're all made here. Mr. President, you and your cabinet have been amazing. As a governor, I have found that the cooperation with every one of your cabinet members, and sir, yes, you, has been beyond compare that I could ever imagine. I want to thank you for helping us make Virginia great again, too. Thank you.
So we have, at this moment, I think we just cracked $18 trillion in commitments and investments in our country. As an example, the last administration was far less than $1 trillion for 4 years. We're at plus $18 trillion for 8 months. There's never been anything like it in history, in any country, anywhere in the world. So that's great. But maybe for purposes of this, more importantly, we're going to bring drug prices down at numbers that nobody ever thought possible, Glenn. I think nobody ever even thought it was possible. So we're going to be doing a lot of business, but we're going to be also numbers that when you're 2, 3, 4, 500% less. I just noticed one of them over here, 654% discount. 654. The laggard is 98%, right? 9 is that what? Wow, 96, 230%, but 654, and we have some that top that by a lot. So it's really going to be incredible, and that's going to be so good for Medicaid and Medicare and everything. Frankly, for your life, it's going to be so good. So nobody ever thought they were going to see. And don't let Democrats take the credit, because they'll try. They'll say, "Oh, we worked so hard," and they didn't work hard. They did. They obstructed. They actually did the opposite. So that's really more important than even the tremendous investments being made in our country. But think of it, we cracked $18 trillion, with a T, trillion dollars. And frankly, $1 trillion for 4 years wasn't that bad. He did less than $1 trillion, but we did that in a period of 8 months. So it's pretty record-shattering by many trillions of dollars. Any country, no matter what country you're talking about, nobody's done numbers like that. So thank you all for being here. Do you want to have a couple of questions? Yeah, please.
Mr. President, one on this, if I could, and one on China, if I may. First on this, could you have brought these pharmaceutical companies to the table without that 100% tariff that you imposed?
Well, it's not 100%. You're talking about China might be 100%.
No, I'm talking about the 100% you imposed on pharmaceuticals for that section.
I would never have been able to bring them. Now, I'm not sure that Pascal would like to say, but behind the scenes he did say tariffs were a big reason he came here, and also the fact he loved Virginia. He liked this guy. He liked me. I think the November 5th election was a very important date. We had a good election, and that was important. But yeah, he's here. A lot of. I can speak for almost everybody that's here. Most of them are here because of tariffs, because you have to understand he has no tariffs. If you build in this country, there are no tariffs. So,
I want to ask you about China, if I could. Just want to confirm, have you canceled your meeting with President Xi? And
no, I haven't canceled, but I don't know that we're going to have it. But I'm going to be there regardless, so I would assume we might have it. But, they hit the world with something that really is not anything that people are going to do. And it was shocking. I can tell you, Howard and I and Todd, we all, Scott, we were all speaking about it before. And we said, where did that come from? It was just, that was out of the blue, right? Out of the blue, they came up with this whole import-export concept, and nobody knew anything about it. So.
If they roll back their export controls, the new announcement, would you roll back?
Look, we're going to have to see what happens. That's why I made it November 1st. We'll see what happens, yeah.
Mr. President,
Go ahead, please.
What else besides software could be on the table in terms of export controls?
A lot more. I mean, you have software, but you have a lot more. We have airplanes. We have airplane parts. You remember that from last time. And we were just surprised that China have a very good relationship with President Xi, and they did that. This is not something that I, instigated. This was just a response to something that they did. And they didn't really aim it at us. They aimed it at the whole world. The whole world is subject to it. So I thought it was very, very bad. But we have many things, including a big thing is airplane. They have a lot of Boeing planes, and they need parts and lots of things like that. Steve?
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to accept the Gaza deal, and what will be your message to the Knesset when you speak to them?
Well, he wanted it. It's been a long time. He's been fighting a long time. He's been fighting hard. He wanted it. It's a great deal for Israel, but it's a great deal for everybody, for Arabs, for Muslims, for everybody, for the world. And as you know, on Monday the hostages come back. They're getting them now. They're getting them now. They're in some pretty rough places under earth. They're in some pretty rough places where only a few people know where they are, in some cases. So they're getting them, and they're also getting the bodies, approximately 28 bodies. And some of those bodies are being unearthed right now as we speak. They're working on it right now as we speak. It's a tragedy. It's a tragedy. No, he was very happy with it. And I can tell you that I saw Israel dancing in the streets, but they were dancing in Qatar and Saudi Arabia and UAE and many, many countries. I saw Egypt. They were dancing. I'll be going to Israel. I'll be speaking at the Knesset. I think, early on. And then I'm also going to Egypt. They were terrific. But all of the countries were great. Indonesia was great. Jordan was great. They were all great. Everybody wants this deal to happen.
What happens in Gaza the day after the hostage release?
Day after what?
The day after the hostage release, what happens there then?
Well, hopefully you're going to have great success I call it everlasting success. I think you will, too. I think you're going to have tremendous success, and Gaza is going to be rebuilt. And you have some very wealthy countries, as you know, over there. And it would take a small fraction of their wealth to do that. But and I think they want to do it. And we're also setting up, as you know, a board of peace. It's called the Board of Peace. I don't know if that's the final name, but the word peace is definitely in there. They have asked me if I chair it. We'll make sure things go well.
And how confident are you that the ceasefire will hold?
I think it'll hold, yeah. I think it'll hold. They're all tired of the fighting. Don't forget, you had October 7th, which was a horrible day, 1,200 people killed. But Hamas has lost 58,000 people. That's big retribution. That's big retribution. People understand that. So, no, I think they're all tired of fighting. And this really gives the whole Middle East. This is beyond Gaza. Gaza is very important, but this is beyond Gaza. This is peace in the Middle East, and it is a beautiful thing. You know, it's a term that you and I have been hearing since we were very young, right? And now we have a chance of really having that. And as you know, most of the countries have passed all these resolutions. Every country is there. Iran came in. I was very happy to see that. I was very honored that Iran came in. They said they support it. Russia came in. President Putin, he supports it fully, very fully. So I was happy to see even countries that weren't necessarily involved in the process, they all support it. I don't know of anybody that does it. And I've never seen happier people than many of these places, not just Israel. Many of these places, they're all dancing in the streets. I've never seen anything like it.
Mr. President,
Yeah, go ahead, please, in the back.
Thank you. What guarantees will you give Hamas to persuade them that Israel will restart the bombing campaign once the hostages have been exchanged?
What did I do with respect to them? Well, you know, I spoke a little bit tough, and that's what would happen. I mean, you have to speak tough. That's a tough world. That's a tough, as they say, neighborhood. And they're tough people. They're very tough people, and they're smart people. They're good negotiators. They have a lot of things going. They put that to good use. They're going to be very, very successful. But they knew the retribution would be tremendous, unsustainable. It would have been unsustainable. It would have been complete obliteration, and they didn't want that. And nobody wants it at this point. They want to get on with rebuilding the entire Middle East. It's not only Gaza. It's going to be the entire Middle East. They're going to be able to live in peace. Now, we have some little hot spots, but they're very small. You know the ones I'm talking about. They're very small. They'll be very easy to put out. Those fires are going to be put out very quickly. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. President. Talking about the Middle East still, going to the phases that come after this first phase, is there consensus on the additional points in your plan, or are the details still being fine-tuned?
I think there is consensus on most of it, and some of the details, like anything else, will be worked out, because you'll find out that when you're sitting in a beautiful room in Egypt, it's easy to work something out, but then sometimes it doesn't work from a practical standpoint. So certain little things, but for the most part, there's consensus, yes.
Do you intend to hash that out when you're in Egypt?
I might, yeah. I mean, I'll be there because I'll be going to, I'll go to Cairo. I think that's where we're going, as opposed to the place of the signing. And we have a lot of leaders from all over the world coming too. They've been invited. And then I'm coming back, I believe it's Tuesday night, for Charlie Kirk, a friend of mine, a friend of all of ours, a friend of a lot of the people right here. And we're giving him the Presidential Medal of Freedom, which is the highest honor you get outside of the Congressional Medal of Honor. One's military, one's civilian, but it's the greatest honor. And Erica's beautiful wife is going to be here, and a lot of people are going to be here. So, it's not easy for me to get back. It's a very quick trip, but I'll be making 2 major stops, and then I'll be on the plane trying to get back in time for Charlie. They're going to have a great celebration at the White House, in the East Room of the White House.
Mr. President?
Russell Vogt said the reductions in force have begun related to this shutdown. How many layoffs have you authorized for this first round, and from which agencies?
And it'll be Democrat-oriented because we figure, they started this thing, so they should be Democrat-oriented. It'll be a lot, and we'll announce the numbers over the next couple of days, but it'll be a lot of people, all because of the Democrats. I mean, they want to give $1.5 trillion to people that came into the country illegally. More important than that, because we all have a big heart. We want people to be taken care of, but we have 0 people coming in. You know that, Glenn, right? That's a pretty impressive number, even for a successful governor. But we've had for the last 4 months 0 people coming in illegally. They're coming in, but they're coming in legally. They're coming in through a process that's really a really good process right now, because we want people to come in, but they have to come in legally. So what we're doing is, as these different groups come due, we're going to make a determination. Do we want them a lot? And I must tell you, a lot of them happen to be Democrat-oriented. These are people that the Democrats wanted that in many cases were not appropriate. We fought them at the time, and it was ultimately signed in. And some of these people, these are largely people that the Democrats want. Many of them will be fired. Yes, please, behind.
The Nobel Peace Prize was announced this morning. Your thoughts?
Which one?
The Nobel Peace Prize. Your thoughts?
Look, including a very big one, and I'm not sure, when you say big, it's certainly, I think, to the mind of most, the most important deal ever made in terms of peace. But the one we just signed, it's been signed, sealed, and it's going to start taking place now. It's already started. Monday's going to be a very big day when the hostages come back. But I made 8 deals, transactions of wars. One was 31 years going on. 10 million people were killed. One was 34 years. One was 36, 37. One was 10. One was just starting. 2 were just starting, actually, but they were well on their way. In the case of India and Pakistan, 7 planes were shot down. It was a bad one. And I did it largely through trade. I mean, that one, numerous of them. I talked tariffs. I said, look, if you're going to do that, we're going to put very big tariffs on your country. And they were both great. They stopped fighting, and they were 2 nuclear powers. So, they're all big. They're every one of them big. You take a look at the Congo. You take a look at the Congo and Rwanda. 10 million people killed over a long period of time. Got that one solved. We did a total of 8 as of this. 2 days ago, I would have said 7, which I did say, but the other one was signed up, sealed. As you know, Israel signed it just now. They signed it and they approved it today, their parliament. And it's a great honor to be involved with so many. So the person who actually got the Nobel Prize called me and said, I'm accepting this in honor of you because you really deserved it. A very nice thing to do. I didn't say then give it to me, though. I think she might have. She was very nice. And I've been helping her along the way. They need a lot of help in Venezuela. It's a basic disaster. So, and you could also say it was given out for 24, and I was running for office in 24. All of the transactions that we did in terms of closing, but there are those that say we did so much that they should have done it, but I'm happy because I saved millions of lives, many millions of lives. And speaking of somebody that saves lives, don't ever play golf with it, because Keegan Bradley just walked in, one of the greatest golfers in the world, the captain of the Ryder Cup. And man, I'll tell you, you did a good job. You almost came back. I turned on. I said, I sort of turned off. It wasn't looking good. And then a little while later, I turned on. I said, you guys might make, that would have been the miracle. What a great job. He's respected by those golfers like nobody. And I just want to compliment you, Keegan. That was an incredible job. Right here, we have a lot of unfriendly fake news media. And he's not used to that. He's used to getting only good publicity, I think, Howard. These are all golfers. But you're some golfer, I'll tell you that, and some leader. Thank you very much. Great job. Thank you, Keegan.
Mr. President, on China.
Yeah, please.
On immigration, ICE are making arrests, target arrests at courthouses in New York City and around the country.
Criminals, they're arresting criminals, that's right. Yeah, so go ahead. I'm happy about it. I want them to arrest criminals. And if you take a look at D.C., a year ago, D.C. our great capital, was a very unsafe place. You know that. Some of you were mugged and talk openly about it. Some of the media was mugged. But right now, D.C. is one of the safest places in the whole country. The restaurants are booming. They're opening up new restaurants. The restaurants were all closing. Now you can't get into a restaurant. They're opening up new restaurants. It took 12 days for us. We sent in not politically correct military. We sent them in based on merit. You know, we won the case in the Supreme Court. Everything now is based on merit. Our country was founded on things based on merit. Like Keegan Bradley's not going to be playing golf if he wasn't a great player. If he shoots lower scores, boy, there's no more merit system than that one, Keegan, right? If you miss a putt, they don't say, oh, that's okay, let's take it again, do they? No, it's based on merit. Everything's based on merit. And we're back to the merit system. And when they saw that military is all about merit. They're big, strong people that they're patriots too. And you take a look at D.C., and now we're in Memphis, and Memphis was really crime-ridden. It was terrible. A lot of people being killed. And they say in 12 days they can't even believe how much better it is. And it'll take probably a month over there. And we're heading to Chicago because we want to save Chicago. Do you know they had over 4,000 people killed in Chicago over a short 4,000 people. And I have to watch this slob of a governor stand up and say that, well, everything's okay. We've got it under control. They had 4,000 people murdered over a very short period of time. There's not a city in the world, I don't believe, that can claim, you hear so much about different, I won't, embarrass anybody, like by saying Mexico City or by saying anywhere in Afghanistan. There's no place like that. And then I have to listen to the mayor who's got a 5% approval rate, maybe less. He's an incompetent man. And the governor's an incompetent guy. He's a guy that was thrown out of his family business like a dog. And I know his family very well. And now he's a governor. And when I watch him trying to say that it's okay, we have crime under control, I lost 4,000 people over a very short period of time. I believe it's like 7,000 people were shot but didn't die. But 4,000 people died. And then he gets up and talks about how it's not a problem. Or Portland, Oregon. I mean, every time I look at that place, the place is burning down. There's fires all over the place. When a store owner, there are very few of them left, but when a store owner rebuilds a store, they build it out of plywood, and they don't put up storefronts anymore. They just put wood up because they know it's going to be ripped down. And then I hear how wonderful it is. It's not wonderful. It's a disaster. That's almost an insurrection, that place. So we put our people in there, and they do the job, and they've really done the job. And the beautiful thing is we've done it. 12 days we had this place safe, and now it's, I would say within a month, it was beautiful. And it continues to be. That was 3 months ago. I'll tell you, D.C. now is one of the hottest places, just like this country. We were a dead country, and you've heard me say it 100 times. We were a dead country. King of Saudi Arabia said it. Others say. The Emir of Qatar said it. Many. UAE said it. The leader, great leader, UAE, all great leaders. They said effectively the same thing. 1 year ago, we had a dead country. Now we have the hottest country anywhere in the world. I just want to thank everybody, and I want to, in particular, thank AstraZeneca. What a great company you have. What a company you've built. You've been there a long time and done some job. It's an honor to have you. I assume you're going to build, so it's $4.5 billion for a plant. That's a pretty big plant, isn't it? I was going to say, could he make it a little bit more? Well, we have a couple of them where they're going to spend $65 billion on one plant, AI. All I know is it's, AI is based on information. I hope they're right about information. I don't know. You got to make a lot of money there's got to be a lot of information out there, but that seems to be pretty hot. But we have a lot. We're leading the world on information on AI, as you know, by a lot. It's not even close. So we're doing a job. And I want to thank everybody, but in particular, Pascal, thank you very much. It's a great honor. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Have a good time.
Thank you, press. Thank you, press. Thank you, press. Let's go. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Thank you, press. Thank you, press. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you, guys. Thank you, press. Right out this way. Thank you, press. Thank you. Let's go. Let's go. Thanks, guys. You can grab everything. Thank you.
right, you saw.
Well, what's up, hooligans? That's President Trump there. I didn't even know he was going to go live. It just kind of happened. But that's okay. We're going to do it all today. Busy day today. Either way, we're going to read through the schedule really quick, and then we'll go ahead and get things started. It's been a hell of a day already. Like we were saying yesterday, over in the voice chat on jeffmaclive.com, later on after Coffee with Hooligans, which this is Coffee with Hooligans, by the way, we are going to be eating Carolina Reaper peppers over in the voice chat. I don't know if I'm going to survive this or not, but I'm going to try. And that's the plan today, so definitely go get yourself a paid membership for jeffmaclive.com. That way you can join us in the voice chat, and you can watch me and Hair Juicer face off with these Carolina Reaper peppers. It's going to be a good time. Not for me, probably not for Hair Juicer, but for everybody else, so definitely consider getting yourself a membership. Also, I have realized that the merch store has fucked me out of 1,000 doll hairs. They were supposed to process a payment, and they said they did, but I never got the money, so I don't know where they sent it. And now my account is in the negative for the first time in like 5 fucking years, other than the thing that happened with PayPal a couple months ago. And so now I am supremely fucked. I'm going into the weekend in the negative. Holy shit. And I'm going to get railed with these overdraft fees. Every time a transaction happens, they're going to charge me $35 as a late fee because I'm in the negative. And this damn merch store won't even respond to me. And I know some of you guys have experienced that as well, waiting sometimes 2 months for a t-shirt to show up. That's why we're working on the new merch stores, because that bullshit right there. But right now, they're burning me up, and they're fucking me over for this weekend. So if you guys could contribute, I would really, really, really appreciate it. And if you send it through that Stripe link, it should hit my account tomorrow or something like that and pull me out of the negative. Yeah, so that's going on too. Thank you so much, Snooks, for that $100 donation over on Rumble. Thank you, Snooks. I really, really appreciate you. Thank you so much for all your help, and thank you so much for the support. It says, Happy Freedom Friday, Jeff, for whatever you need. Well, thank you, Snooks. I really appreciate it. Like I said, we're going to read through the schedule really quick. And you know what? I'm going to throw this up in the background here. Apparently, there's shitheads in Chicago crying loudly. So this is live. So we'll just go ahead and throw that in the background. We're going to read through the schedule really quick, and then we'll go ahead and get started. It seems like Yoda's there, so everything's going to be good. Either way, start off with this first video. Halloween house display leads to flurry of 911 calls. This person is going all out for Halloween. Apparently they do this every year, but it is such good graphics that people actually think there's an emergency, and so they actually been calling 911. I figured we start with something easy. Then we got a video titled Elon Musk's Starlink satellites falling back down to Earth, which is weird. I didn't know that was happening. I also didn't know that there was more than 8,000 of those satellites supposedly, going around the planet here. Then we got a video titled No More. Trump admin releases a video targeting Antifa after designating them as a terrorist group. Then we got a video titled Judge Temporarily Blocks National Guard Deployment to Illinois, which is interesting because we already know the Fed boys were there. This isn't going to affect ICE, and they don't say that out loud, but it's not all over yet. Then we got video titles, our midlife break, our funny video halfway through. Today it was provided by Ghostly, and it's titled JD Hands. Then getting back into the news, we got video titled New York Attorney General Letitia James indicted in mortgage fraud case Thursday. You guys were talking about this yesterday, I believe it was. I told you I'd get a video, and so now we got it. Then we got a video titled Some Dead Unaccounted For After Explosion at Hickman County Facility. Apparently this is a military grade explosives facility, and they glassed themselves. They have helicopter footage and stuff. I can't remember if they show that in this video. This video is about the details, but there is a lot of sky cam footage out there showing like just the foundation. Like they just blew the whole building up. I have no idea what it used to look like. It's like just the floor is there anymore. Crazy story. Then we got a video titled 13 Mexican Mafia affiliates arrested in LA raid. Of course, all of them are saying, no, they're not gang members or anything like that, just like Kilmar Abrego Garcia. They're saying these guys are Mafia. They're Mexican Mafia, and it took them years to do this operation. Then for the last little bit of the news, we got Florida couple abandons teenager on I-75 with a bag of guns. I don't know what is wrong with people, but this teen was not in a safe environment. Thankfully, they're okay. But man, whoever those family members are, because they don't tell you who it is, they tell you intentionally that they were told to not say how they're related. But the adults in this situation are real pieces of shit. Then we'll be getting into the good stuff. We'll be opening today's door of the Advent Calendar sent by Cass. And we got our 2 funny videos of the day. First one was provided by Sly Dog, and it's titled, "What Kind of Abomination Is This?" And our official funny video of the day was provided by Stoner, and it's titled, "Oh, okay." All of that is coming up next, but first, I think we got some shout outs here. So let me see really quick. Thank you so much, Guess Some, for that $5 donation over on Rumble. I really appreciate you, Guess Some. Thank you so much for the support. It says, just a reminder, Russell was not first. It's hard to argue with that. Thank you so much, Guess Some. Really appreciate it. Holy, thank you so much, Obnoxious Scott, for the $100 donation over on Rumble. You're a badass, Obnoxious Scott. Thank you so much for the support. It says, helped. Thank you so much for the help. I really, really appreciate it. And thank you so much, Patriot Dad, for that $10 donation over on Rumble. Thank you so much, Patriot Dad. I really appreciate you. It says, a little help, Jeff. Thank you so much. I appreciate the help. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Let's go ahead and get started. Of course, I'll keep this pulled up. And if things get spicy, we'll give it priority. Until then, it's just a bunch of shitheads. And it's kind of like a loading screen for me. We'll keep them as a buffer. So I'll keep this pulled up, and we'll go ahead and get into some actual news here. We hit a goal. Oh, we hit the daily rant goal. That's weird. Why doesn't it say it? Either way, you guys are fantastic. Let's go ahead and get things started. Like I said, we're going to start with an easy one here. And you guys might have seen this video because I think I've seen clips of it on the internet. I didn't realize it was like such a big deal though. This is titled Halloween House Displays, or the display leads to a flurry of 911 calls. Now, before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, that we have these Hooligan Strong t-shirts. Now, this design was created by Alistair, and Alistair is a badass in just about everything he does. So I will be posting his link in all of the chats for you hooligans to have the opportunity to hire him for your creative needs, because if you think it, he can create it. Now, this design does come in shirts for men, shirts for women, tank tops for men, tank tops for women, pullover hoodies, zipper hoodies, coffee mugs, dog tags, and we've made steel tumblers out of this design. Today I got on the plain Jane Jeff Mac t-shirt. Got lots of items and lots of designs over in the merch store. I am not going to drop the link in the chat because I don't trust those fucking people right now until they fix my money. But I want you to know that there's a bunch of cool shit, and we got a new merch store coming. I'm going to drop Alistair's links because Alistair's actually reliable. So I will be dropping those links. Guess what kind of O-face is that? You need them tongue lashings. Look at this poor woman. Either way, hit that like button if you haven't already. I'm going to drop those links, and let's get into this.
If you're like me, there's that one house, right? There's always that one house on the street that goes just a little too far with the holiday decorations. You know, they bust out the giant inflatables, there's Easter bunnies, there's giant Rudolph and every other reindeer, and there's Santa and the sleigh. But for some people, Halloween is the real decorating Super Bowl. And in South Carolina, one family has just won MVP. Behold their Halloween hellscape, a simulation that their home is going up in flames. Look as closely as you want, squint, zoom in, do whatever you want, pinch if you can. It is really impossible to tell if these flames are real or fake. But the creator says he does this every night for 2 hours leading up to Halloween night. He will not divulge how he creates this illusion other than using a professional smoke machine. And he swears that there are no projectors involved. That's the other thing, no projectors. If you're wondering how much real-life havoc this has caused, the answer is plenty. Local fire department says it knows the house well and that they've had lots and lots of calls to 911 from people passing by. More than 25 million people have viewed this video on Facebook. More than paying for that decoration, I'm sure. And the comments range from, wow, cool trick, to, cry wolf much? But this is some pretty happy Halloween hot stuff, if you ask me. I have my theories. I would love to hear from you on this. I think these are LEDs. But I can't figure out how they get the LED screens to be in that shape. Drop us a line here at Banfield. Thank you for watching us. As always, I ask you to check out my podcast.
Okay, so like I said, start off with something easy there. Now, I have seen this clip on the internet before, but I didn't realize it was actually causing people to call 911. Now, the Halloween hellscape, as they're calling it, does look pretty cool, but at the same time, it kind of feels like crying wolf, like they had mentioned in the video there. One day, God forbid, if their house was on fire, people are going to be like, nah, that's the guy that's always got the special effects. It's fine. And they're just going to let his house burn down. And hopefully that doesn't happen. But that's the dangerous, that's the potential prize of playing this dangerous game. Either way, we're going to get right into this next video. Elon Musk Starlink satellites falling down back to Earth. Again, I didn't know this was a thing that was happening. I also didn't realize there was more than 8,000 of those satellites up in the sky or in space or wherever the fuck they're at. I didn't know. I guess I was just unaware. So either way, we're going to get right into this, and afterwards we'll hop in the chat. Make sure you guys hit that like button, and let's get this rolling.
Yeah, when I first read this story, I was like, wait a minute, what are you saying there? Look out for falling space junk. Space trackers say Elon Musk Starlink satellites are producing so much orbital garbage that it's now starting to fall back to Earth. An astronomer with Harvard Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics says an average of, get this, 1 to 2 satellites are deorbiting every single day. Wow. Joining me now is Director for the Institute for Theory and Computation at Harvard University, Avi Loeb. Dr. Loeb, you hear about satellites crashing down from the sky. Needless to say, that gives one pause.
Yes, it does. And thank you for having me. The Earth is big, and 71% is covered by oceans. So the chance right now of getting killed by a fragment from a satellite reentry is not large. But the Federal Aviation Agency estimated that within a decade, this chance of getting hit by a fragment rises to 61% per year. For a single person to be endangered. Then that's a real concern. Just this year, SpaceX launched 2,000 satellites, and altogether the population will increase very soon to tens of thousands, and that would be a risk. Not to speak about the possible pollution of the atmosphere with the evaporation of all these metals into it.
Dr. Loeb, so many questions around this. Why are they crashing back down to Earth? Is it something about the satellites that loses the ability to continue to propel or whatever and resist maybe the gravity of Earth? I'm not a scientist. I'm just throwing that out there. I don't know.
Well, this was planned. It's not unexpected. The lifespan of these satellites is about 5 years for Starlink. And so the idea was to deorbit them and let them burn in the atmosphere. And indeed, they're small enough for most of them to burn up and not reach the ground. However, some fragments can do so and reach the ground. And the concern is that the ozone layer may be damaged as they evaporate, but also there is some potential risk. And I think lawyers will start getting involved if there is damage to property or to human lives. So altogether, this is a new threat from the sky. Sure. We are not talking just about rocks falling from the sky in the form of meteors, but also human-made debris. And in addition to that, there is the problem to astronomers that these are city lights in the sky during the nighttime. And in fact, there is the Rubin Observatory in Chile monitoring the southern sky every 4 nights. And there are lots of streaks from these existing satellites that prevent astronomers from looking at the sky without interruption.
And getting accurate information. Dr. Loeb, we just threw up a chart there with some numbers about the number of objects that are actually in the sky. The report says there are like 12,000 satellites in orbit. 8,000 of them are Elon Musk Starlinks. Should we be concerned about these objects possibly not even so much making it back to Earth, but even just, like you said, the pollution that they cause?
Well, yeah, the biggest issue is that once you have too many of them out there, they might collide by chance with one another. It's not such a big problem for low Earth orbits, but as you go higher, it becomes a real danger because there is a point where a large enough population starts a cascade where some satellites collide and then break up, and then those fragments break up other satellites. And that would be a real problem for anything that we fly, to elevations of hundreds of miles.
Dr. Avi Loeb with a sober warning this morning to look up, be aware, and just know that 70% of the earth is covered with water, and we're probably going to be just fine. Dr. Loeb, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Okay, so one more thing to be afraid of. No, I didn't play that because I want you guys to be all scared and shit. I don't recommend being afraid. It's just no point. But they do say, they mention in here, and it's unbelievable. I don't know if I misheard it, but they claim that there's a 61% chance of you being smacked by sky debris. Like, 61%? That means that if two people are walking down the street, more than likely one of them's about to get hit with debris from the sky. That's not happening. That's not happening at all. Like, these people are crazy. They're super crazy. They're saying 1 to 2 satellites of deorbiting satellites fall out of the sky every day, claiming that they mentioned briefly a 61% chance of a person being hit by debris. Mentions possible pollution. They don't even know if there's pollution, but it's possible, I guess, so we should be scared about that. They say there's 8.5 thousand Starlink satellites out there, rough estimate of course, refers to it as a threat from the sky. That's how I knew it was propaganda right there. When they're using language like that, the threats from the sky, that's what they're going to call the aliens. Either way. Next up, no more. Trump administration releases video targeting Antifa after designating it a terror group. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about Elon's Starlink satellites falling out of the sky, as well as the Halloween house that has that fire display up there that was making people dial 911. Now, before we get into this, I want to give you a huge shout out to all of you guys that were using the Stripe link, because you guys are amazing. And I'm going to try and get everybody. If I don't get you, let me know, because then maybe it means I didn't get my notification. But I want to give a huge shout out to Cheryl, Cassandra, Brett, and Ben. Thank you guys so much for the Stripe donations. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for helping me out. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. All right, like I said, we're going to read through really quick. And next up, we got the Trump administration releasing an official video saying that they're actually going to go after Antifa. They're not messing around. And with all this damn promotion they're doing, I hope they actually do it. I hope they actually go after those assholes. Either way, reading through. Simply Witchy again with the possible, may, could, might. Democrats love their may, could, might. This may happen. This could happen. This might happen. And we don't really know. But if you're scared now, then you're already doing the thing. And that's how Democrats are. That's what the leaders tell the Democrat voters, and those people believe it. It's unfortunate. Snooksy was bribed. What is this? Klaus. Oh, Zero. Klaus showed up at work today. Yeah. He's a good boy. I think he could tell I'm stressed. I was like grinding my teeth, and I had to go to the doctor today. I totally forgot about that. It's been a hard day. I actually found out yesterday that I was broke, and so it's been a hard 24 hours. But I did go to the doctor today. I should put my leg up here. I wish I was more flexible. I'd kick my leg up, and you guys see the back of it, but I'm not a pretty little girl like that. Either way, my leg is tie-dyed. It's got weird color. Let me see if I could actually find a picture really quick. It's ugly. It is ugly. Anyways, I went to the doctor while I'm saving this picture here, and she was stroking my leg. And I mean, it wasn't as good as it sounds, but she has no idea what's wrong with me. She just kept saying it's very strange. And so this is what it looks like today. This is what my leg looks like right now. And it's ugly. It's nice and ugly. But yeah, so they don't know what's wrong with it. They have no idea. And so they said, good luck, bud. Have a good day. And so I don't know how much they charged me today for her to stroke my leg and tell me I have smooth legs, which at least I got a compliment out of it. But they suggested to just keep doing what I'm doing, which is being a hooligan and healing, I guess. I don't know. No recommendations of medicine. They said they could do a biopsy or whatever, but they think they're just going to be racking up bills, and we'll probably get it healed before we get any answers to what it is. And I told you guys before I went, that's what was going to happen. I don't know what I'm made out of. Nobody does, apparently. I'm one of a kind, and they can never fix me. And that's, it's okay, because at least I did the thing. Anyways, reading through. What's up, man? Rogers, happy freedom. Snooks, she was stroking my bad leg. She said my skin was smooth. So just think, like, imagine what the good leg feels like. My goodness, trying to sell me my own leg. Zero fancy fees lure to the cat bed. Yeah. Klaus Daniels like, I'm gonna show up for work, but I'm not gonna be happy about it. This could be me and Hair Juicer in the voice chat. It's Carolina Reapers. I'm scared. I got milk. I can't afford ice cream. I actually bought milk when I got groceries on Sunday, I think. Thank God, because I couldn't buy milk today if I had to. That was like the first thing I was thinking too. I was like, oh no, I can't buy ice cream. I'm going to have to eat those hot peppers in front of everybody. I won't even be able to cool it down. Shit. Hair Juicer, we're going to die, clown. Yeah, I know. I know. Guess AMA is reporting that people with spider bites who eat hot chips will die. I'm going to try and prove them wrong, guess but if I don't, I love you, guess Russell, we're growing an alien. Check to see if you have an anal probe. I would rather not. You know, I'd just surprise me. That's what I'm going with. I got wide fingers, but I'm not checking anything. What's up, Kevin? What's up, Electric Hammer? Happy Freedom. Happy Freedom to you, Cass. It was kind of weird. The doctor was like, she came up to me and she was like, oh. And I was like, what? She was rubbing the wound. And then she goes up on my calf and then back down to the wound. She's like, you got really smooth skin. Hold on, lady. She's going to have to pay me by the end of the thing. I was like, I don't know. Oh, and the guy I was going to tell you guys about this. I went through Culver's a couple days ago, and when I pulled up to the drive-thru to get my number and to pay him and get my pop and all that, he's like, I really like your Subaru, man. And I was like, thanks. And as soon as I pulled away, I was like, oh, I can't wait to tell the hooligans that. I got a cool Subaru. Holy shit. What's up, Jack? Happy Freedom to you. Told Kara leg didn't ooze on her. She didn't do it right. I know, too old to care. I was trying to tell her. I was like, I'm almost there. She was like, what? I was like, never mind. Just never mind. What's up, Major? Happy Freedom. They won't tell you until they bleed you of money. Yeah, I walked in telling her I was broke, hoping we could just skip to the part where she gives me the answer, but it didn't work. Done. I'm surprised they haven't done a steroid injection at this point. She told me to put hydrocortisone cream on it, and she thinks that it will help the muscle tissue that's damaged repair itself, because she said it's, I don't know, it's going through some sort of process. The muscle tissue has taken damage, and so now it's swollen and it feels like beef jerky. It's thick and it's not good, and so that was her recommendation. Oh, and I was like, by the way, I'm gonna have to tell all the hooligans this. She's like, what are you talking about? I was like, because I'm a live streamer, so I gotta tell everybody exactly what we did here. And she's like, okay. She got all embarrassed. Okay, well, I guess, pay me in a good light. I was like, I will do my best. Bill Clay, this is how porno movies start. I'm saying, happy freedom to you, Bill Clay. Obnoxious Scott, you eat those peppers, you're gonna wish for an anal probe. I don't know what's gonna happen. Major, was it a lesbian? She was after she was done stroking my leg. Hey baby, I got a Subaru. Oh, Major talking about the employee at Culver's. Nah, it was a dude. He was a fellow lesbian. Yeah. Patriot Dad, a lady touches the inside of my thigh and things start happening. Well, she was touching the outside of my calf. It was not as sexy, Meta, polluting space before we even figure out how to live there. I mean, that's the human way. Meta, that's bullshit. Report the doctor. What? Report him for what? They're not going to do anything. It's been this way my whole life. I've had stomach problems since I was 23. I racked up $16,000 in bills before they were like, we don't know what's wrong with you, but we can keep trying. Nah, I'm good. I'll just keep the problems. You guys figure out what to label them later. So yeah, it's always like that. Meta, no, I don't want you reporting my doctor. She's fine. It's the rest of them that all suck. That's the way they all are. They're all like that. Never know what's wrong with me. Never know what's wrong with my Subaru. Just one of a kind. What's up, Viola? Happy Freedom. What's up, Post Malone? Happy Freedom to you. So, Niggleman, you're a badass. Stern, made it for the fun stuff. Oh, no, you made it for the whole deal. We're just getting started here. What's up, Techno? Happy Freedom. Techno, we need to get you into some Forex trading, Hooligan Trader Network. I said it wrong. I said trader instead of trading. We'll go with trading because we're not traders over here. On Discord, I think we do have that kind of stuff. I don't know if we have crypto and all that stuff over on the website. I could make it there, but yeah, there is some hooligans that are into investing and things like that. What's up, Rhyme Time? What's up, Drob? Happy Freedom. On the Saturday live stream, cut it open? No, I can't. It's too late. When it was fresh is when I should have cut it open. At this point, I gotta just let it heal. What's up, T Knox? Happy Freedom. What's up, Cheeky Chops? What's up, Camel Fat? Happy Freedom. Put a raw potato or an onion on it? What is that gonna do? Can't make my skin any smoother. I've already got compliments. What's up, Parabellum? Happy Freedom. What's up, Chuck? Happy Freedom to you. What's up, John S? What's up, Distracted? Happy Freedom. What's up, Mr. Satan? Happy Freedom to you. Get all my happy freedoms in because President Trump started the live today. What's up, Crazy Knight? Happy Freedom. Parabellum starts some hooligan cryptocurrency. I thought about coming out with a hooligan coin, but there's a lot of hooligans that are against crypto because they don't trust it. And so I didn't make it because if no one's going to invest in it, then I'm just kind of throwing money away and stuff for novelty purposes. But I have been considering it. We'll see. We got hooligan chips over on the website. It's not cryptocurrency, but it is kind of like a point system. And eventually we may have a way to spend those points. But at least right now you have ways to earn the points, and you also unlock badges and status over on the website. So again, definitely consider getting a membership for jeffmaclive.com. It's the place to be for the hooligans. Snooks, if you can convert a lesbo, you'll be healed. I cannot change someone other than what I am. I do not know. Either way, moving forward here, like I said, no more. Trump admin releases video targeting Antifa after designating it a terror group. Now, before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, if you'd like to participate in Free Speech Saturday, make sure you post all of your memes over on Discord or on jeffmaclive.com. Just hop in the group chats on either platform. You'll see the tabs labeled memes. Drop what you got and we'll shout you out as we're making Saturdays more fun. Let's get this video pulled up. Now, this is an official White House video, I believe. Of course, we're watching through Forbes. I should go find it on the White House page, but you know, we'll do that kind of stuff later. Either way, that's not really an O-face. Pam Bondi, keep trying. Either way, no more. Trump admin releases video targeting Antifa after designating them a terror group. Make sure you guys hit that like button, and let's get into this.
Antifa beats journalists. Antifa attacks our police stations. They attack our courthouses. They dox our law enforcement officers. No more. They are a terrorist group, and we are coming after them.
We are here at the White House today to unmask Antifa, to follow the money all the way to the top. If you want to get to the bottom of who is fomenting this chaos and violence in our country, you must follow the money.
I was a mainstream reporter in Seattle for 10 years before I quit mainstream media, in part due to its refusal to acknowledge the dangers of Antifa and radical left-wing violence.
Part of the problem that we have is that a lot of people refuse to believe that Antifa is real. It is just a made-up thing, but I have seen them. They are real, they are dangerous, and they are violent.
They are an organized, systemic, international criminal enterprise. And what the FBI is going to do is trace the money, follow the funds, and find every single person that was involved in funding the riots and the violent acts of criminality that they're perpetrating on our street.
I've watched Antifa brutally beat, harass, and threaten Americans in the street, but all of that ends with the Trump administration.
I was brutally attacked and almost killed by Antifa in the streets of Seattle. All of my colleagues have been attacked. I can't think of a single one who hasn't. Violence against journalists and police officers in our streets can't stand.
Just days ago, I was in the Portland jailhouse, and now I'm in the White House. This administration is built different, and Antifa's days are numbered.
And I want to thank President Donald Trump for designating Antifa a terrorist organization, and I'm looking forward to the FBI and the DOJ hunting down these people like the terrorists that they are.
All I gotta say, it's a bad day to be Antifa.
And Antifa's days of using violence and intimidation against their political opposition are over.
And I've continued to report on them over the years, despite the threats of violence and actual violence that's happened, because I owe a thank you to this country, the United States, for settling my parents who were victims of communism in Vietnam.
1 month ago, Charlie Kirk was murdered by a violent leftist. We all saw it, and we all saw thousands of leftists celebrate it. Antifa symbols were found on the bullet casings of the gun used to shoot and kill my friend.
We won't take it anymore. President Trump is not going to stand for it. And I'm so grateful that we have a leader in the White House that understands how we need to fight these sophisticated networks and how we need to take these terrorists out.
I've been attacked by Antifa, doxxed by Antifa, harassed by Antifa, but we're not standing down. We're now coming for you.
Okay, so like I said, with all this promotion about going to get Antifa, maybe they'll actually start doing it. We'll know over the weekend because there's supposed to be a bunch of different events happening in Portland. I think it's in Portland. Let me see, because Snook sent me a flyer here. This is supposed to be going on. Let me see if it says specifically. I don't think it does. I assume this is for Portland. But either way, they're saying laser tag, and obviously it shows them pointing lasers at an aircraft, which is a felony to do. So their, intentions are to go out there tomorrow and commit felonies. Now, the other thing is that a lot of this is just grifting. Like the protesters won't be at their worst because Trump's trying to prove that these areas are war zones. So instead of seeing the normal stuff we see in Portland at the DHS building where Antifa is, throwing bricks and rocks and shit against the building, that's what we normally see. But now that it's got all this spotlight, we're seeing Antifa dress up. There's the one guy walking around in the frog costume and all that. We're seeing patriots show up and counter protests, which normally that doesn't happen. And it's a lot of like grifting going on. So you got the Antifa people, you got people who ain't even Antifa, right? You got protesters and Antifa mixed together that are trolling Trump. They're there, but they're not really misbehaving because they're trolling the whole situation. You got Kristi Noem showing up there for a photo op. She's up there taking pictures from the top of the building and stuff. Antifa in the streets. Looks good on camera. There's a lot of this going on. So the live streamers are there now trying to make money and stuff off the situation. There's no real activity going on, but there's a lot of people there because of the spotlight that the White House is providing. So we'll see how this goes. If they're really going to go after Antifa, they will have plenty of opportunity because you can be detained for 48 hours on suspicion of a crime. So suspicion of being a part of a terrorist organization is suspicion of a crime. So they could see those people wearing black bloc. They could go arrest them. They could detain them for 48 hours, and they could investigate, is there ties to Antifa? If their bio and their social media says it, or maybe on their cell phone they have listings for Antifa or connections of any sort, then they can then be charged as a terrorist organization. They don't have to wait for them to screw up, because that's what it has been, is they watch these guys, they break the law, then the officers have the opportunity to arrest them, and most of the time they don't. If they're, not if, but they are now declared terrorists, they don't have to wait for them to screw up. They can see them. If they can assume that they have terrorist ties, they can then just go arrest them. And so that's what we're going to see probably tonight or tomorrow is, are they going to do what they say they're going to do? Because the Fed boys are there. Antifa's showing up tonight, and tomorrow's laser tag day. There's plenty of opportunity for these officers to go arrest these guys. So if they really are going to treat them like the cartel, which is what they were saying yesterday, then they're just going to go arrest these guys. They're not going to give them the opportunity to throw rocks and piss bottles and stuff. And so we'll see how it goes. Is this all publicity stunt, or is this really about cleaning up Antifa? We'll see. I have high hopes, but, you got to wait until it happens. Either way, next up, judge temporarily blocks National Guard deployment in Illinois. Now, this isn't going to stop ICE. It's also not going to stop Midway Blitz, but they're trying their darndest to prevent National Guard from coming to Illinois as well as Portland. They've already blocked it from Portland. They're still working on that. This block for Illinois is temporary, I guess, right now. They're probably going to do an appeal and all of that. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about the White House releasing this video, claiming that they're going after Antifa. They're not going to allow them to keep being shitheads. And again, we'll put this live protest stuff in the background there. But anyways, reading through the chat. Guess I say deputize Proud Boys, let us finish the job. I don't know what it would take for them to do that. I think it's interesting that they don't talk about the Proud Boys right now, because normally if you hear about Antifa, you'll hear about Proud Boys, because the counter group there. But the White House hasn't mentioned Proud Boys. At least I haven't heard them, not in a long time. Snooks, I'm working on it. I'm trying to talk. Guess any John Brown gun club has Antifa ties. Yeah, and maybe they'll start investigating those guys. Like, I can't remember if it was in Utah or where it was, but the college campus was handing out those flyers that we had covered where they were looking for leftist extremists to join their group and stuff, and they were using the phrases from, I think, Charlie Kirk's killer that he had put on those bullets and stuff. I don't know. We'll see what all they investigate. Russell, I'll infiltrate them while wearing a what is this? A streaking, I don't know what that is. A chicken outfit. They might let you in. You never know. Guess I've been following Andy for years. Talking about Andy No. Yeah, that's what I like a lot about that clip is I follow all of those guys on X. Almost everybody they had on the screen there, I've been following those guys. No worries, Snooks. I got him taken care of. Appeal to heaven. Happy freedom to you. Aren't the Proud Boys, some of them still in jail? I don't know. I don't know at this point. Now that the pardons have gone through and all of that. What's up, Magic Moon? Happy freedom. Anti-American Americans. What, the people on the screen? I wasn't paying attention. Doesn't surprise me, though. These guys are probably paid. This is in Chicago, by the way. Let me see. Who's live streaming this? Cam Higby. I don't know who that is, but that's okay. Totally care. So many misinformed people. Yeah. Yeah. It's because the media doesn't get in trouble for slander enough. Tony Rez, happy freedom to you. Mo carrots, more distractions. Yes. What's up, David from Oregon? Happy freedom to you. David, Valley Ray, and Tommy. I've heard of Tommy, but I don't know either of those people. Ghostly, Antifa is a terrorist organization. The Patriot Act allows for indefinite detention of terrorists. Yeah. Yeah, but they have to be terrorists. That's the thing. They could arrest these guys just on suspicion of being affiliated with a terrorist organization, and without any evidence, they can hold them for 48. But if they do find evidence, then those guys are fucked. And so we'll see, because at this point, Antifa has been proudly displaying their flag colors or even flag emojis and stuff like that in their bios and on X, on TikTok, probably even on Blue Sky. And so I would think it wouldn't be that difficult to track these guys down. Major, hire me. I'll go after these tards. Yep. Major, Antifa probably loves this. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say because they're all a bunch of drug addicts and stuff, but I wouldn't be surprised. They all want attention. Kevin, maybe it was the centipede that bit you. Did you feel sick like the flu or bad cold? No, I haven't had any symptoms from my leg being messed up. I was irritable for a while, but I haven't been that way since I first got the antibiotics. What's up, Wayward? Happy freedom. What's up, Boosted Flames? Happy freedom to you. Tony Rez, people who like seeing Subarus usually own a transmission shop. I believe you. I believe you. Ghostly, we were holding people in Gitmo with no evidence, just suspected ties. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I didn't realize that suspicion of terrorism didn't have limitations on detention. We'll see. Like I said, we'll see either tonight or tomorrow because Antifa will be out there in Portland. Snugs. The live stream was at the round table. That's cool. Zero, what is the green and red American flag? I don't remember. Let me Google it really quick. I know we've looked it up before. George Rogers Clark flag? A historical banners. Oh no, that's not the right flag. Never mind. I don't know. I don't know what that flag is. 10 man. I'm a poet and didn't know it. Marble cakes are fun to make. There you go. You are a poet. I don't know what a marble cake is, though. What's up, Dabs? Happy Freedom. Appeal to Evan. I had a small scorpion bite me. Feels like someone poking you with a sharp needle. Hurts, then burns, then I absorb the venom. Yeah. My body is rejecting the venom of whatever I got. What's up, Mr. Lynn? Happy Freedom. What's up, Bobby Johnson? Happy Freedom to you. Lewis. Weak-ass protest. It is. But it's live, so I just figured we'd throw it in the background. What's up, Mike Ingle? What's up, Larry? What's up, Salty Alien? What's up, John Costello? Happy Freedom, you hooligans. John Costello calling me a bigot. Salty Alien, he's one of them. Oh, I've never had that, Zero. That looks good. Here, Juicer, I shit my pants on a road trip one time. I think I'm Antifa now. One of us. Is that how it goes here, Juicer? That was funny. Russell, you've been impregnated by an alien. Well, damn, I didn't even get the good part. You know, I don't remember any of it. Holy, I feel like a girl on prom night. Either way, moving forward here, like I said, Judge temporarily blocks National Guard deployment to Illinois. I'm going to pronounce the S because I can do that. Let's go ahead and get this pulled up. Now, they're going to make this a sad story about how National Guard is not allowed inside Illinois. They might also talk about Portland in this video. I can't really remember at this point. But again, this is not going to stop ICE. This is not going to stop Project Midway Blitz, where they've already arrested like more than 1,000 people or something like that. Maybe it's 100. Maybe I'm jumping a little too high here. This just affects National Guard. But this is not going to stop the crackdown of crime that's been going on in Illinois, because we already know the Fed boys have been there and stuff. This is them pretending they got to win against President Trump. That's what this really is. Either way, hit that like button over on Rumble, as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
A setback for the Trump administration in Illinois. A federal judge just temporarily blocked National Guard troops from deploying anywhere in the state. It comes as an appeals court heard arguments over whether to uphold a similar restraining order in the city of Portland. CBS News correspondent Ian Lee joins me now from Broadview, Illinois. Ian, so describe conditions on the ground this morning.
Good morning, Vlad. You know, just about 15 minutes ago, at the top of the last hour, that's when the curfew lifted on protests. That didn't stop people from coming here earlier. We have about a little over 100 protesters on the east side of this ICE detention facility. They are protesting loud. There has been some scuffles with the Illinois State Police. I witnessed some arrests. Tensions are a bit high right now, but I also saw more Illinois State Police being driven into this area. It looks like they're preparing for this protest to get larger. This is a larger number of protesters than we've seen in the past few days. And so it's still very early. We are expecting to see that protest potentially grow, Vlad.
Yeah. And how are officials reacting to the ruling, Ian?
Yeah, you know, it depends on who you ask, right? Yesterday, we were in the courthouse hearing from the judge. It seemed like the judge, as we know, was very skeptical of the Trump administration's position when it comes to deploying the National Guard. This is the reactions we got from the president and local officials.
I don't know what the big problem is. If I were a Democrat governor, I'd be saying, whatever you can do to get crime down, I'll take anybody.
We're at a moment in which we have a federal government that has not only trampled on our Constitution, but it has declared war on American cities.
And we will push back.
So there is this restraining order in place preventing the National Guard from being deployed in the state. And so we will see, you know, we haven't seen any of the National Guard members behind us this morning, but we don't know what their status is at the moment.
All right. Ian Lee reporting from Broadview, Illinois for us. Ian, keep us up to speed. Appreciate it.
Okay. So yep, they really got Trump that time. Oh man, no National Guard in Chicago. Well, that's okay. Because like I said, ICE is still there and they're still doing their job. And they're still putting these assholes on their head and getting these illegals up out of here, and that's what matters. Yeah, it sucks National Guard's not cracking down on local crime and stuff, but unless you live in Chicago, it will happen. Eventually it'll happen. They're just staggering the process. They're not really stopping it from happening. That's why they kept saying temporarily blocked. This is them just trying to slow down what feels inevitable. Either way, next up we got our midlife break. It's our funny video halfway through. Today it was provided by Ghostly and it's titled JD Hands. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about them trying to turn this into some win against Trump, when in reality, this is going to happen. National Guard's going to show up, or somebody's going to show up, one way or another, to crack down on this. Trump's not going to take a loss. You already know. He's not going to take a loss on this, so they're just slowing the process. Either way, reading through the chat. Turbo, just throw out a smoke bomb and tell them that smoke turns you straight. No, they'll be scattering like roaches, like little gay roaches. Zero, these judges are out of control. I don't even know how this stuff is still happening, because the judges were blocking everything, and then Supreme Court was like, well, you can't do that. You're not able to do universal injunctions anymore. You have to actually bring cases. And then they just keep letting the judges block everything anyways. So I don't know. It's all a game. It's a big game. Simply Witchy, you might be a little redneck. Well, don't say that too loud. Get some finds out you ain't very tall. He's got phobias. He's got phobias about this stuff. What's up, Southern Tripod? Happy freedom to you. Ghostly National Guard's already there. Yeah. Dabs, no, I've never gone to the No Kings website because I don't want them to have my IP address. I know it exists, though. Kevin, I must be allergic to centipedes because I got right sick when I got bit as a kid. I don't know. You're the only person I know that's ever been bit by a centipede. I don't know what the common reaction is to being bit by a centipede. Maybe it's normal to have flu-like symptoms. Magic Moon spider died a month ago. I mean, I don't know. This is week 11 of me fighting this fucking spider bite. I am so tired of dealing with it. And then damn near went bankrupt last night. So like, it's been a rough couple of weeks. What's up, Kane? Happy freedom. What? What? You looking at me like you got something to say? Yeah? You doing the spooky cat for all of them? It ain't Halloween yet. You're a good boy. Ah, licking your lips. Is it that time? You got about 45 minutes. Yeah, he's all embarrassed now. Look at him cleaning himself. He's like, but Dad, they can see me. Picture Dad survived the beer run, but there was definitely some shady shit happening outside the liquor store. It's Friday, Patriot Dad. It's Friday. Glad you survived the trip. No worries, Meta. No worries. What's up, Contempt? Happy freedom. Contempt got Antifa talking about how it's been too long since they got hit with tear gas. They need their fix. Yeah, they love their spicy air. Which sounds like they just fart on each other, which they probably do, but you guys knew what I meant. What's up, Mana? Happy freedom. Klaus not doing his job eating the spiders. He doesn't eat them, he kisses them. Right into the carpet. You're a freak. Yeah. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. What's up, Corey Luca? Happy freedom. Let's see. Corey Luca, you ever watch WLN? It'll make you laugh. It's AI. Asked you about AI. How dare you? Double dare you, Greta Thunberg jam. No, I have not seen that, but I am going to look. Hair Juicer told me about 2 AI songs. I think I wrote them and told him. I don't know, whenever you guys tell me about this stuff, I can't ever find it. Now, I think I did actually find this one. Is this what you're talking about, Corey Luca? See how it doesn't load? See YouTube sucking ass? So I was telling you. Oh, to Greta Thunberg. How dare you? AI parody song. This has got to be what you're talking about. Look at this. Look at that face. That's a punchable face. Come on, Klaus Daniels. You gotta go on. Ugh, making me elbow the microphone and stuff. All right. I will have to check this out, Corey Luca. Yeah, maybe in the voice chat, actually, we'll watch this. I'll check it out. What's up, Teasel? Happy Freedom. Well, hooligans, we're going to move forward here in a second. Oh, I just realized I exited out of that protest that we were watching. Turbo, if you're out fishing today, you're winning. Mm-hmm. It's all cold and rainy here, though. Appeal to heaven to watch Centipede, the movie? You mean the human centipede? I've never wanted to watch that. Kevin, are you sure it's not ingrown hair? That's kind of what it sounds like. No, they thought it was a blood clot. I mean, so first they thought it was a brown recluse bite. Then they thought it was a black widow bite. Then they thought that it was a spider bite that got infected or like got MRSA or some shit like that. Then they thought it was a tick bite. And then they thought it was something else. Oh, a blood clot. And they said if it was a blood clot, that all I could do is put a hot press on it. Just basically kick my leg up on a heating pad and call it a day. And that was the only way they could fix it. And so, I don't know. That was all their thoughts. Today they just said, it's really strange. This is just really strange. I've never seen anything like it. And I said, okay. And then they were like, have a good day. So, I don't know. It'll be all right. Hair Juicer. The hedge ball. I think the hedge balls are working. The video you're talking about, the Why Am I So Poor, has disappeared. There was that one and another one I looked for, and I couldn't find either of them. Either way, we're going to move forward here, like I said. Next up, we got our midlife break. Funny video halfway through. Let me get this pulled up real quick. Yes. Now, today was provided by Ghostly. It's titled JD Hands. But before we get into this, we got to do an ad read because we are still a part of the Premium Creator Program. So let's see. Actually, we don't even have any good ones. So instead, what we will do is, if you hooligans want to join the membership program over on Rumble and become an official hooligan, all you have to do is click that big red subscribe button right below where you type in the chat. Now, if you're on Android and using the Rumble app, you're unable to see that big red subscribe button. So you got to open your browser, go to rumble.com, log in, come to the live, hop in the chat, and like I said, right below where you type in the chat, you will see that big red subscribe button. Click that button and jump through the hoops, and your name will be highlighted as an official Rumble hooligan. You'll have access to our custom emojis. We have chapstick emojis, scream and goat emojis, Klaus Daniels emojis, President Trump emojis, and more. It's a lot of fun during the live, especially during a Trump live. So definitely go join the membership program over on Rumble. Now, like I said, we got our funny video halfway through. This is our mid-live break. And once again, it is provided by Ghostly, and it's titled JD Hands.
They're going to say please and thank you to me.
Holy. You don't want those problems. All right, getting back into the news here. This next one is Letitia James being indicted on 2 counts of mortgage fraud. Come on, come on. Like I said, getting right into this, New York Attorney General Letitia James indicted in mortgage fraud case Thursday. Hit the like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
Another perceived political enemy of President Trump now faces federal charges, with New York Attorney General Letitia James indicted for alleged bank fraud. As AG in New York, James previously brought a $500 million civil fraud case against Trump and his family. ABC's Christian Cordero has the latest from Washington.
Less than 2 weeks since former FBI Director James Comey was indicted on 2 felony counts, another target President Trump has singled out by name also faces their day in court. New York Attorney General Letitia James accused of committing 2 counts of mortgage fraud.
These charges are baseless, And the president's own public statements make clear that his only goal is political retribution at any cost.
James oversaw the $500 million civil fraud case against Trump and his family, which in her video statement, she insists was based on facts and evidence. Trump has repeatedly called James out as someone he believes the Justice Department should prosecute. His handpicked attorney, Lindsay Halligan, presented the case against her to a grand jury just 3 weeks after her predecessor, Eric Siebert, was fired. Siebert spent 5 months investigating James' properties, looking for mortgage fraud, but ultimately decided there wasn't enough evidence to charge her.
It looks to me like she's very guilty of something, but I really don't know.
James is accused of using her home in Virginia as a rental investment property while claiming it would be her secondary residence, saving herself nearly $19,000 on her loan. She has not yet entered a plea, but in her statement vows to fight the charges in court. In Congress, some leaders are speaking out in support of James, blasting the charges against her as political retribution.
Donald Trump has turned the Justice Department into his personal attack dog to go after his political enemies. Every American should be horrified.
James is scheduled to appear in court on October 24th in Virginia. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
Okay, Letitia James. We'll see. Is it going to be like Comey, where it's just due process and nothing's going to happen at the end? Or is she really going to have to face some time here, be held accountable for her actions? It will be interesting to see. Also, I wanted to point this out. Why is Comey so freakishly tall? They play a clip here at the beginning. Let me see if I can find it real quick. He's like way taller than everybody else. I don't get that. Like, he's not like kind of taller. He's literally taller than everyone in the hallway. Everyone, even security. People who are police officers, part of the requirements being 11 feet tall. This guy's taller than them. You can't tell me he's not a lizard person. This guy's a long neck. I don't know. Do you imagine being taller than 50 people in the fucking hallway? I don't get that. I've never seen him standing next to anybody, let alone 50 people. And he's just way taller than everybody. Weird. He's so damn tall, I had to write a note about it in the story and even about him. That's how tall he is. Either way, she's facing 2 counts of mortgage fraud, and again, we'll see what happens as time goes on. Next up, Some Dead, which is a weird way to title this. Some Dead, unaccounted for after explosion at Hickman County facility. So this is a military-grade explosive facility, and something happened, and the place exploded, and now there's 19 people missing and some fatalities. That makes me wonder if they're just finding random body parts because an explosion happened or what, but there's some fatalities, which is a weird way to label that. Either way, it's coming up next. First, we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about Comey being freakishly tall, as well as Letitia James committing mortgage fraud, or, supposedly maybe convicted of mortgage fraud. Snooks, I think Comey's 6'4". I don't know. He looks to be about 6'12". 10 man, he's 6'5". I wonder how tall he is standing next to President Trump, because isn't President Trump like 6'3" or something like that? Guess I read 19 heads were found. Really? That's crazy. 10 man, that's 50 miles west of you? Holy. Zero Baron is quite tall too. Yeah, he's very tall. Simply Witchy. Maybe he has lifts on. Oh, I didn't think about that. Like Ron DeSantis, he's got the high heels on. Maybe. I don't know. He just looks freakishly tall. Maybe it's just everybody around him was short, which, maybe that's what happened. But it's just the comparison, the contrast between him and the entire rest of the hallway is like, wait a minute. He's not like kind of taller than everybody. He's way taller than everybody. Guess, that's a lie? Oh, well. Just taking some creative liberty there. Zero, Comey is 6'8". Yeah, see, that's not normal. MU, he is an alien. He's 6'8". Yeah, see, that ain't normal. That's not even kind of normal. What's he doing over at Capitol Hill? He's supposed to be on the NBA court. What is going on here? What's up, JF? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Cricket Kiss? Happy freedom to you. They produce aerospace, military, and commercial products. Who knows what happened? Interesting. Yeah, because in the video, they just refer to it as a military-grade explosives facility. That's how they referenced it. Sergeant Tripod, maybe he's just so full of shit that it made him taller. Could be. Appeal to Evan, you're 6'1". I'm just 5'11". Kevin, I'm 5'4". There ain't nothing wrong with that. Told the care, growth hormones in the titty milk. It's gotta be. You know, it's gotta be. What's up, Nishada? Happy freedom. Magic Moon, the pot calling the kettle black. Yeah, I know. I love her little speechy speech there. I can't believe the Democrats, they're saying all this stuff against President Trump that they did to him the whole time he was running for office. And it's like, what makes it worse, or what is worse than that, is the Democrat voters that believe the shit that the Democrat leaders talk about, like lawfare and all that kind of, or free speech, right? They keep getting in trouble for making threats against people or celebrating Charlie Kirk's assassination, and then they get fired, and they're like, well, what about my free speech? Oh, yeah. Sorry we don't let you celebrate assassinations and stuff. Real pieces of shit here. Like, I don't know. People are so stupid. Zero Donald Trump is officially listed at 6'3". Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought he was 6'3". Guess yeah, you're right. It's rough. I don't know if it's in the water or what. Crickis. Yeah, I don't know last time I saw Pumpkin. I don't know what happened with Pumpkin. Last time she disappeared, she sent me an email. No email this time. Oh, I appreciate you, Meta. I don't know what the Fantasy 5 is, though. Thank you so much, Stern, for the bits over on Twitch. Really appreciate you, Stern. Thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much, Southern Eagleman, for gifting a sub over on Twitch. You're badass. Thank you so much. You guys are so fantastic. I really appreciate you guys. Mana. Post a note. Kami's tall. I mean, I don't know. Are they all tall? Because Chinese people aren't very tall, you know. But I don't know. Maybe it's just TV. Corey Luca, that is the video. I'll watch it after the live. I got it pulled up. We'll watch it in the voice chat. I'm gonna make everybody watch it. Simply who is Youngkin? Zero. Barron Trump's reportedly 6'7". He'll still grow for another couple years. I wonder if he's gonna have back problems. If you get too tall, you start having back problems. Because, you know, you're just big old string being getting blown around your whole damn life. Next thing you know, you're in your 40s and your back doesn't have the discs in it anymore because it wears it away. So then you're just bone on bone. Just stop it. I can already hear him typing on the keyboard. Bone on bone. No, we're not talking about docking over here. This is different. Kevin, did Bobby and Pumpkin elope? I'm going to tell her you said that when she comes back. I don't know. I don't know what happened. They just left and they didn't even say goodbye. Either way, moving forward here, like I said, some dead, unaccounted for. Why do they write the title like that? It just sounds not good. Some dead, comma, unaccounted for after explosion at Hickman County facility. I assume we're going to have a follow-up on this because they really don't have any details. They're just kind of figuring things out, at least at the point where this video came out. So tomorrow for Free Speech Saturday, if I haven't been killed off by the Carolina Reaper Pepper, most likely we'll have a follow-up. I don't know if we'll have a follow-up tomorrow, but that's what I'm aiming for. Either way, hit that like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
After a plant explosion on the Hickman-Humphreys County line. Ring video captured that blast from a distance just before 8 this morning. You can hear it there. Now, News 2's Kenley Hargett was at that conference you saw live right here on News 2, and he joins us now live with an update. Kenley.
Yes, Peyton, we now, like you said, we know there's fatalities involved with this. In the last count, we know that there's 19 people unaccounted for, according to the Humphreys County EMA director, PIO. She told us all this information. And again, this is a disaster. The sheriff here tells us it's one of those scenes is very violent and that he's trying his best to notify all family members before he gives out more information. And the next press conference is going to be sometime after 12. They're hoping about 12:30. Now, again, this has been a very terrible time here in Humphreys County, and we've been out here since the morning. It happened around 7:45. time and involved a military-grade explosives facility. Now, this facility has been cooperating with law enforcement and trying to get this investigation together. They've been working as well, and here is a message from the sheriff about exactly more information that we learned earlier today.
We've had such a massive response that now we're trying to slow down, identify things. And for those of you that was around me during the flood, we had some mistakes during the flood of some things that was put out there as names and numbers and that kind of thing. And I don't want that today. We're trying to be very methodical in what we're doing and making sure that we take the time to recognize and find out each and every one of these individuals and their family. And I'm putting these families and anybody that's involved first and foremost right now.
Okay, so like I said, they don't really have all the details yet. They're still trying to figure it out. But they do have Skycam footage. Let me see if I can grab something really quick here, because if you can see where the building was, I don't know why I can't find what I'm looking for here. If we could find a Skycam view, it's just the floor. Like, everything else is gone. Like, all you can see is the floor. Yeah. Like, it's gone. The whole place is gone. It's just debris. Everything else is just gone. It's see, look, it's decimated. There is nothing there anymore. And so I bet it'll be very difficult to figure out what happened, because it's just a blast zone now. Real crazy. And so, like I'm trying to say, it's pretty understandable that they don't have a whole lot of details yet, because everything's been vaporized. I'm surprised they know how many people are even missing. Like, that's a crazy scene there. You know, we've covered a lot of factory explosions and fires and stuff. We used to do it a lot more than we do now because it's kind of so common, but not like that. It's like there's nothing there anymore. Like, that is crazy. And so I assume we'll have a follow-up on this. I don't know what kind of details they're going to be able to find. I couldn't imagine trying to investigate a crime scene that looks like that. It's pretty crazy. Either way, next up we got 13 Mexican. Those are Mexians. 13 Mexican Mafia affiliates arrested in LA raid. Now, these guys are be claiming up and down that they are not affiliated with anybody. They are not gang related. But then the authority here, they're going to say, no, it took us years to be able to do this operation, that these guys are the real deal or whatever. So it's coming up next. But first, we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about this crazy explosion that happened. Like I said, 19 missing from this facility. They don't know what caused the explosion. They said that it's a military-grade explosive facility, and the sheriff is basically saying that they're being as thorough as possible while processing what happened. But again, you saw the way the scene looked there. I don't. They're just picking up debris, trying to figure it out. What's up, Ghostly? Thank you for joining us over here on the website. What a badass. Heck yeah, Ghostly, if you have any questions, because I know there's a ton of things on the website, do not be afraid to ask, because all of us had to learn everything on here. And there's a little bit of a learning curve, so don't be afraid to ask. All of us hooligans had to figure it out. You can post in the general chat. Anything you need, bud, just let me know. Let's see, Ghostly. If Jeff's going to die in the chat, I want to watch. It's coming up. It's coming up. Here, Juicer, Monday morning meeting. Okay, fellas, we're going to have to reiterate the smoking policy on company grounds. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. The scene there is quite the spectacle. You're all good, Ghostly? All right, cool. Glad to hear it. Yeah, you hooligans, let them know how to change his chat bubbles and all that stuff, too. What's up, Plastic Quack? Happy freedom to you. Rappy, so awful. What happened? Yeah. Yeah, like the area is decimated. It's crazy. It's real crazy. I mean, I don't know. I guess I probably shouldn't speculate, but I'd have a hard time believing anyone survived that. Even the brick didn't survive, right? The floor didn't survive it. So I don't know. I hate to, say that, but I haven't covered many crime scenes that look like that. What's up, Kirk Allen? Happy freedom. Nishada, it's weird that it didn't really make a crater. The explosion was up and slightly out. Yeah, it didn't really go down. It went like this, like it bloomed. Yeah. They're going to say Trump did it. That's the only thing you can put money on that. They're gonna say this is Trump's fault somehow. David, terrible and unfortunate. Yeah. Patriot Dad, I hope it was an accident and not nefarious. That's what I was kind of thinking too. And I saw that Zero mentioned it too. We kept having, over the last couple of years, poultry plants and other food processing places just randomly burn down or become destroyed in an explosion. And now all of a sudden this is like an ammunition explosives facility, and now that's just randomly getting blown up and burning down and stuff. And so are they hiding things that are nefariously happening? Like these are attacks and they're not telling us because they don't want vigilante justice? Or was it really just, a freak accident that happened? Guess I just spoke with Beck Frank. She's expecting. And Bobby, he's very happy about it. Beck Frank's going to be leaving hateful comments under this video. 10-man, we have munition plants all over Tennessee. Well, hopefully we don't have more stories like this popping up. Oh, I see what you're talking about, Meta. Well, good luck to you next time you play. What's up, Burn Pile? Happy Freedom. Stern, don't do it. Don't do what? I gotta do the Carolina Reaper. Hair Juicer sent them. He sent them to me. I'll go get them in a little bit and show you guys. What's up, Sass? Happy Freedom. Bobby Johnson, lots of lumber yards burnt the last few years too. Like they're trying to disable us. Yeah. Well, and we were having issues with the shipping stuff too. Before the lumber yards were burning, they were saying we couldn't get lumber imported. Remember they had the ships that were on the coast and they wouldn't let them dock, and then we weren't getting supplies and stuff because of that. Now the facilities themselves are burning down on top of train derailments and planes falling out of the sky. And this doesn't have to do with Trump. This shit was happening the whole time that Biden was in office. And now Trump's taken over, and we're still seeing random events like this. Makes you wonder if there's stuff going on in the background. Probably. What's up, James? Happy Freedom. Drob. So last week, the oil refinery in California, and now this explosion at this place sounds fishy to me. Yep. Definitely does. Guess I remember that. Couldn't get wood for months. I was going to say it must be hard, guess some, but I guess not, right? Plesquack, nah, bro. We all know it's war. Too many coincidence. Yeah, I agree. What's up, Hooligans Island? Happy Freedom. Patriot Dad, I was a wrestler and a martial artist. What a badass. Crickets, also food processing plants. Yeah, yep. Jeff, Carolina Reaper is one of the hottest chili peppers in the world with a Scoville heat unit range of 1.4 million and 2.2 million. Thanks, JF. I'm already scared and my butthole's already really tight, okay? I don't need you to sell it to me anymore. I already know I'm walking into regret right after the live. Zero, what is that? Just a little stripping going on? Drop during the lockdowns. I worked at a lumber mill and there was no wood shortage. Yeah, it's because they're always manipulating what's happening around us. Let me see. So it looks like the protest we were watching is shrunk even more. It wasn't a very big protest, but now there's like, I don't know, not even 20 people there. Almost everybody's got a camera in their hand. Either way, I'll keep this pulled up. We're going to move forward though. This next one, like I said, Mexican Mafia affiliates arrested in LA raid. Good stuff, getting these monsters off the streets. But before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, our friend Larry could really use your help. Larry's in need of a kidney transplant. He's recently been in and out of the hospital. He also just had surgery. I put together his story, details, links, and all kinds of stuff on the website. If there is any way you can help our friend Larry, please go check out his page over on the website. All right, hooligans, like I said, we're going to get into this next video here. Maybe. There we go. Anyways, once again, this is titled 13 Mexican Mafia Affiliates Arrested in LA Raid. I didn't even realize that the Mexican Mafia was even a thing. But apparently not only are they a thing, but there's a subset called the RSP, and that stands for something or other, but they're controlled by the Mexican Mafia, and they got people from both groups. Hit that like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
A significant street gang shakedown. Federal authorities rounded up 13 gang members or associates in a series of raids targeting one of the most violent, dominant street gangs in San Pedro.
Officials say the gang has ties to the Mexican Mafia. KTLA's Annie Rose Ramos joins us live with details on the operation. Annie Rose.
Cher, Micah, they took 7 of the 13 people arrested right here to federal court this afternoon. And inside that courtroom, I spoke to some of the families who tell me their relatives have no gang affiliation whatsoever. I was sitting next to a mom who says that she was woken up in the middle of the night to the FBI at her door early this morning to arrest her son, who now faces a whole slew of charges that both her and her son just learned about here at court. Early morning raids throughout San Pedro Tuesday. Authorities arresting 13 alleged members of a street gang.
One of the most violent street gangs has been put out, in large part, out of business.
There was a lot of FBI around my house, but my son wasn't home. He wasn't in my house. So I said, my son is not here.
Margarita says FBI broke through a window early this morning looking for her son, Jose Vicente Castro.
So they searched the house, and they say they find him behind the house.
Who was arrested and charged. He's named the complaint, referred to as Rojo. Did you know anything about this gang affiliation?
They don't say nothing. They just say, we come search for your son. That's it.
These are the faces of those arrested. Officials say they're responsible for running both the Rancho San Pedro gang and the Mexican Mafia.
These are in part the leadership of both MA, the Mexican Mafia, and the RSP, the Rancho San Pedro gang.
RSP operates under the control of Mexican Mafia, members incarcerated in California state prisons, and RSP pays the Mexican Mafia taxes in return for their protection.
These men and women now facing multiple charges, including conspiracy to distribute drugs at the direction of the gang, also known as RICO charges.
Murder, extortion, drug trafficking, firearms trafficking.
Unlawful and illicit drugs like fentanyl and heroin and other drugs.
The Rancho San Pedro gang originated in the 1970s, claiming San Pedro as its territory. It is divided into 6 cliques, including 2 female ones.
The Rancho San Pedro enterprise is a multi-generational gang with a current estimated membership of approximately 500 individuals.
Police in the harbor area issuing a firm warning to those looking to fill the gap made by today's arrests.
As much preparation and resources as we put into this takedown, we have also put into ensuring that the gap does not get filled.
This investigation took years, with multiple agencies working together, including the LAPD, the FBI, and Homeland Security.
I think that the people of California want to and deserve to see their local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies and entities working together. That's what they're seeing on full display here today.
Now, Cher, if convicted, most of these defendants are facing a maximum sentence of life in prison. Reporting live, I'll send it back to you guys.
All right, Annie Rose Ramos, thank you.
Okay. So like I said, they're just a bunch of sweet boys out there. They're not terrorists. They're not gang affiliated. Nah, they're just out there doing things. And then they show the guy and he's rough. He's real rough looking. You could tell from here he's a gang member. It's like, nah, he's a sweet little boy. Don't believe what the police say. So they're saying, again, they're claiming the people involved are claiming that they are not gang affiliated. They're also going to say that they're Americans being deported. Authorities are saying that these people are RSP and Mexican Mafia, RSP being a subset of Mexican Mafia. They are controlled by the Mexican Mafia. They pay dues to them and stuff like that. They are facing RICO charges, which means they're fucked because it is very difficult to beat RICO charges. Authorities are saying that this took years to accomplish. They mentioned that these people are facing a max of life in prison. Not all of them, but they're saying a majority of the 13 arrested are facing life in prison. And I don't know. It's really hard to be facing RICO charges, life in prison, and then walk around telling everybody, nah, we're not gang affiliated. That shit didn't just come out of nowhere. They have some real dirt on them, or they wouldn't have been able to do this. It'd be interesting to get a follow-up to this. I don't know that we're going to, but I'd like to see what the actual charges are that they're facing, because again, 13 people being arrested, supposedly tied to the Mexican Mafia. I imagine there's some real monsters in this group, so we'll see if we get a follow-up, but yeah, it's hard to say. Next up, Florida couple abandons a teenager on I-75 with a bag of guns. This is the last little bit of the news before we get into the fun stuff. It's a weird story. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about the Mexican Mafia and then the RSP being controlled by them, and then we'll go ahead and throw this protest in the background as well. Still not a whole lot going on, but, you know, we'll let it roll while we're in the chat. Zero frickin' terrorists, send them to CCOT. Yeah, absolutely. Zero, so technically she didn't lie. He wasn't in the house, but she was lying for him. Yeah, I think so too. He didn't just magically appear behind the house without her knowing. Cass, any luck with getting on Pilled yet? A few other streamers I know started with them and wondered how that was going for you. They never said anything to me, and I haven't tried to go since. When we were on Handy News, I know that he was saying that they were going to write out to Red Pill and see if I can get the invite or get accepted onto the platform, but I haven't tried yet. And like I said, they haven't reached out to me, and I think I've tried twice to get on Red Pill, and they just won't let me. They won't. They will not let me on for some reason. I wrote them 2 or 3 times and they won't respond to my emails either. So I don't know. I'll give it another shot, but as of right now, no. Patriot Dad, future scientists and engineers. Oh, I'm sure. This guy's out here with a black and mild and an iPhone. He's like, look, I'm an independent journalist. I'm getting it. It's been a while since I had a black and mild. Hooligans Island sleeper cell terrorist explosion that liberals will blame on President Trump due to lack of knowledge. Employees because of the government shutdown. It's hard to say. Thank you so much, Patriot Dad, for gifting 5 subs over on Rumble. You're a badass, Patriot Dad. Thank you so much. It's awesome. Like I was telling you guys, if we hit 100 hooligans over on Rumble, we'll schedule the hot chip. It'll probably be on a Sunday, if not maybe a Saturday, like we're doing the no, I guess it's Friday today. We'll see. But either way, if we hit 100 hooligans over on Rumble, we'll schedule this hot chip I got here. Meta, folks, I woke up thanking the Lord for the news of peace being on close in the Middle East, Trump doing the thing and getting screwed out of the peace prize. Yeah, I think it was Zero saying that he wasn't, I can't remember what the phrasing is. He wasn't suggested as a potential individual for the peace prize in time or something like that. Because I know they just announced it and he didn't get it, but a lot of people were suggesting that he should get it, but I haven't seen any details about it outside of that. What's up, guess who? Happy Freedom. Hardworking Taco Bell workers. This guy looks like a 90s rapper. What's up, Jones? Happy Freedom. They just snitch on each other. That's how it goes. What's up, Brenda? Happy Freedom to you. What's up, Wayne? Happy Freedom to you. Tim man, don't eat that chip. Well, we got to hit 100 hooligans first. We got a ways to go. What is it, 40? I don't know what it says. The numbers are too small. 40 something. We got some hooligans to go. What's up, Hat the Cat? Happy Freedom. Guess some Nobel Peace Prize became worthless when Obama got it. I didn't know Obama got it. What did he get it for? Gay stuff, probably. Either way, let's get this moved out the way. Get into the last little bit of the news here before we get into the fun stuff, of course. Like I said, Florida couple abandons teen on I-75 with a bag of guns. Now, they're not going to say how the teenager is related to these people. I don't know if it's their parents or what. They tell you that they were told to not share the relationship between the teenager and the two adults that they're going to show here. But either way, they kicked this boy out of the car. He's a 16-year-old, gave him a bag of guns, told him to hit the bricks and get walking. I don't know. He did it real quick. Huge shout out to David from Oregon. Thank you so much for the $20 donation over on Rumble. You're a badass. Thank you so much for your help, and thank you so much for supporting me. Oh, I see you got your username up there. You're a badass. Thank you so much for the support. All right, hooligans. Like I said, Florida couple abandons teen on I-75 with a bag of guns. Hit that like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
Here at 6 o'clock, we've got a Northport couple behind bars right now, charged with child neglect because they're accused of abandoning a teen on the side of a highway in Northport. Police say the details of the case just didn't add up. So let's bring in Fox 13's Kylie Jones looking into this for us today. Live in our newsroom. Hi there, Kylie. What'd you find out about this?
Well, Mark, police asked to keep the relationship between the teen and those two family members private. But according to court documents, officers found the 16-year-old stranded 8 miles from home after his family let him out and drove off. A call about a suspicious person revealed a case of alleged child neglect. Last week, Northport police got a call about a person walking down the side of I-75 carrying some bags. Officers quickly figured out it was a 16-year-old boy.
The explanation we got from that child was also concerning.
According to a probable cause affidavit, the teen got home from school that afternoon to find 2 adult family members frantically packing 2 duffel bags.
He had no notice. His family was all of a sudden in a panic and said they were leaving. They were either going to Idaho or Guam.
The adults were later identified as 35-year-old Rosanella Bora and 36-year-old Bradley Santos. Police say the couple left the home with the teen and an 8-year-old in the car and headed north on I-75.
Quickly into this trip, this journey to wherever, he said he didn't want to go. And apparently that was acceptable to these folks to pull over on the side of 75 and let him out. Okay, good luck. And here's some bags.
What officers found in the bags set off more alarms,
which turned out to be some loaded weapons.
In the affidavit, investigators say Santos told the boy to take care of the house before driving off. When officers tried to bring the boy home, court documents show they found the garage door and front door of the home wide open.
It doesn't make sense. And, you know, you're putting a child in a very bad situation.
Police say they tried calling Bora and Santos multiple times.
Essentially hung up on, then refused to pick up any more phone calls from us.
Several hours later, investigators found their car in Wauchula, about an hour and a half away. The couple was arrested, both now facing a charge of child neglect. And police say both children are safe with other family members. Both Bora and Santos were each given a $500,000 bond.
Okay. So, like I said, that is the last little bit of the news. We're going to get into the fun stuff. But first, we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about this Florida couple here abandoning their teenager. I don't know if it's their teenager, but abandoning this teen with a bag of guns. They're saying the 16-year-old boy was walking down the freeway with a bag of guns when he was spotted. They said that he had got out of school. His family was frantically packing things into duffel bags, and then all of a sudden they left. The teen said he didn't want to go wherever the hell they were going, so they let him out of the car, gave him bags, and told him to go take care of the house. The bags had loaded guns inside. Both adults are facing child neglect. Bond is set at $500,000. I imagine they're going to get more charges than child neglect because they provided the child with firearms. Were the firearms legal, right? Did they have serial numbers still? How did they obtain them? And then ultimately they gave them to a child and it was like, here you go, you know. So I assume they're going to find they're going to be facing more charges. Hopefully we can get a follow-up on that. Also, I did log into pilled.com. I have an account apparently. I don't know about going live. I'll see if they'll let me go live. You know, I'll have to deal with this after the live. I can't sit here and mess with this stuff right now. But I did successfully log in and I have an account. I don't know any more than that. But I'll look into it since we were talking about pilled.net. Maybe we'll be live streaming on there soon. Either way, like I said, next up we got the fun stuff. But first, we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about these pieces of shit that are obviously mistreating this teenager. Ghostly, how high were they? Yeah, exactly. Russell, if anyone wants to abandon me with a bag of guns, that's okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 10-man eyebrows looking like caterpillars. I missed it. Thank you so much, David, for that $5 donation over on Rumble. Really appreciate you, David. Thank you so much for all the support. Says, I meant to ask if you had any advice for my daughter that is moving to West Detroit. Who? I mean, I don't know. People talk bad about Detroit, but as long as you're going where you're supposed to be and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're not infringing on others or inquiring what they're doing or why they look the way they look, you'll totally be fine. And people just don't like to be bothered, and they don't like outsiders coming in. So as long as she's doing what she's supposed to be doing and she's where she's supposed to be, she should be A-okay. Thank you, David. Really appreciate it. Total care. Wow, don't piss off those parents. They sound like a couple of crackheads. Appeal to Heaven, maybe they were on something because that seems crazy. Yeah, I think so too. I wonder if they were on meth or something like that because it causes paranoia. Because they're like scrambling and trying to get guns out of the house and stuff. And nobody even knew who they were until they did that. So it's not like they were about to get raided and they were trying to clear it out before they got... Nobody even knew who they were until they abandoned their teenager with a bag of guns. So it makes me feel like maybe they were under the influence of drugs. They became paranoid. They were acting out of this paranoia, making bad choices, of course, because they're probably high. And then, you know, now look at them. Dabs, what is wrong with people? That is nuts. Yeah, I agree. What's up, dear mister? Happy freedom to you. Guess some of you just tagging Tupac in the chat. That's all right. When he writes you back, that's when we're all going to be concerned. Thanks so much, David, for that $5 donation over on Rumble. Really appreciate you, David. Thank you so much. Says thank you. She should do well. I'm sure she will. Thank you, David. Meta, paranoia, self-destroy ya. That's paranoia, self-destroy ya. Yeah, that's what I think happened at the house there. Is this lady got lime green hair? Or is it blonde and it's just the light? No, I think her hair is green. She's going for the Grinch. Oh, turnip head there. I don't know. I don't know. Why does it look like her hair smells bad? It smells like turtle tank. What's up, free as they could be? Happy freedom to you. Free as they can be. So far, the whole thing is the kid's story. I wonder if it didn't, or if it didn't happen a slightly different way. Yeah, well, like I said, I hope we get a follow-up on that story because it's very weird. Very weird. This guy on the screen, he looks like his name is Frank. I don't know why, but I just keep thinking that. Or maybe Bill. He kind of looks like a Frank to me. Brenda, CPS takes kids away from parents that homeschool doctors. Yeah, CPS is trash. Most of the CPS workers don't have kids because it makes it easier for them to take kids away from you. And I think that's so crazy. And I don't know if it's that way everywhere, but at least that's how it is here in Michigan. And it's crazy because it's like, what does people who don't have kids know about raising kids? Nothing. So who are they to make decisions that they should pull your kids out of your house? Like, I do not understand that. Like, not at all. And what's crazy is when you see kids living in bad situations, you know, bad parents, shitty house, dog and cat piss everywhere, dirty clothes, no bed, you know, so on and so forth. CPS don't even take those kids. They always take the kids that belong to people who have shit going on. People who are working a lot, spending money, taking their kids to football practice. Those are the people that lose their fucking kids. Drug addicts, alcoholics, people who are doing bad things to their own children. They are never the ones to lose their kids. And I don't understand that. What's up, Junie Bug? What's up, Derek? Happy freedom to you. Teasel, wait, we're back on riots? Nice. Not yet. Not yet. I don't know. Things are getting active, but it's not homegrown. This is not natural. The White House has put spotlight on protesting, so protesters are coming out. They're not protesting because they care about protesting. They're protesting because Trump said they're there and they love their attention. So they're showing up for attention. That's it. These aren't real protesters, though. Snooks, I saw her earlier. She has puke green hair. What was she thinking when she did that to her noggin? Either way, let's go ahead and get into some fun stuff here. Looking at these stinking ass protesters. Yes. Anyways, like I said, we're going to be opening today's door of the Advent calendar sent by Cass. And we got our 2 funny videos of the day. Like I said, first one was provided by Sly Dog. It's titled, "What Kind of an Abomination Is This?" And our official funny video of the day was provided by Stoner. And it's titled, "Oh, okay." I don't remember where that video is. Either way, all of that's coming up next. But first, I want to remind you, hooligans, if you'd like to support the live to keep us running, you're welcome to use the links in the description in order to send donations. You can do that by using PayPal, Cash App, Stripe, Zelle, Venmo, Locals, Buy Me a Coffee, or you can even send crypto. Why you look all fat-faced? You just can't help it? You just can't help it? Look at these toes. Yes, look at these toes. These are good Klaus toes. Grade A. Either way, let's get into the fun stuff here. Let's see what we get today from the Advent calendar sent by Cass. Now, I did find this out, by the way. I didn't get a chance to tell you guys, but this is who we pulled yesterday. Now, I know it's not going to focus because my camera hates me. But this little gray-faced doll thing here, we were not sure what it was. We know it's from a scary movie, but we didn't know what. I scanned it with Google Lens and actually found out it is Glenn from Child's Play. Now, you might not know who that is, so I'm going to show you really quick before we open this new individual here from the set. Because like I said, when I saw it, I didn't know what it was. And I asked you guys, and you guys didn't know what it was. Make sure there's no wiener or boobs. Okay, bam. This is what it is. It is Glenn from Child's Play. Now, I don't know if this is from the new Child's Play or what, but that's who it is. I figured it out. I saw somebody writing about it on the website earlier today. That's who it is. It's Glenn from Child's Play. So I told you guys I'd figure it out. I did the thing. Now we're going to see who we get today. Today is day 4. Weird. I don't know who this is either. Come on, come on. And things are kind of moving around in this calendar, so I wonder if a couple of these days we're going to open and have some blank spots and then have some doors that are doublies. We'll see. Today we got this individual, and I don't know who this is. Now let me see if I can... Oh my God, I got it to focus. I have no idea who this is. I don't know if that's hair or like a hood. It's kind of hard to say. I don't know. And they got something around their neck, but it's not a cross. It'll have to be another one on Google, I guess. It's actually got a mask on. I don't know if I can get it close enough to you guys. Of course not. But it's actually got a mask on a little bit there. I am not sure. I wonder if it's the Tooth Fairy movie. What is that movie called? It's not Dusk Till Dawn. I can't remember what it's called now. But they call the woman the Tooth Fairy, and she like shows up in the middle of the night and she's all scary and shit. I don't know. But thank you so much, Cass. Really appreciate it. I'm always excited to see who we're going to pull out of the Advent calendar. All right, we're going to get into these funny videos really quick. I'm also excited to read through the chat, see if you guys know who that is. Let's get these funny videos rolling first. Is this rewound? Okay. This first one was provided by Sly Dog and is titled, "What Kind of an Abomination Is This?"
Блядь, я закричу.
I don't know if those are supposed to be emus or what that's supposed to be. Something else. It's not AI, by the way. It's people in trash bags. I don't know if they're trying to be an ostrich or I don't know what the hell that is. Is that a costume I can afford this Halloween? Let me see. Ah, yes. Getting into our official funny video of the day here. This was provided by Stoner and is titled, Oh, okay.
Did you know that Jesus loves you? Hey, Jesus! Do you love me? No, I hate you! Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Well, hooligans, that is all the funny videos I had for you guys today. I'm going to grab this Linktree link really quick. I'm going to drop it in all the chats. I'm also going to grab these peppers so you can see what me and Hair Juicer is going to be eating in the voice chat over on the website later on today. Just give me a second here. Then, of course, we're going to read through. We got the Pledge of Allegiance coming up, and then we are going to be rating out over on Rumble. You guys are going to have to remind me who all we've rated because my memory is a little spotty right now. Either way, there is the Linktree link where all of my links are listed. So if you'd like to make donations, join membership programs, or purchase any merch, I would really appreciate it. All of you guys' contributions keep us running every day except for Sunday because we've got to have a day to recharge those batteries. Definitely go join Discord. Discord is our free hooligan community. It's the best way to be notified every single time we go live. The hooligans are there keeping the conversation going 24/7, and we have 2 news boards to keep you up to date with everything going on around the world. So definitely go join Discord. If you're feeling real saucy, go join jeffmaclive.com. Over on the website, it is the best way to experience the live. Our built-in chat has more ability than any other platform. You can post memes and GIFs and custom emojis and links and all kinds of stuff right there while watching the live. You also have access to Hooligans Alley, which is our private social media area. You'll have access to the forums, the arcade, the Hooligan AI, and our advanced messaging system with the built-in group chats. So definitely go get yourself a membership for jeffmaclive.com. It's the home of the hooligans. Now, like I said, with a paid membership, you can join us in the voice chat. We do it every Friday. It's a lot of fun. We're there pretty much all night. Doing research, listening to music, looking up crazy stuff, looking up interesting stuff, and laughing the whole time. It's definitely worthwhile. Definitely consider getting yourself a paid membership for jeffmaclive.com. Like I said, that's the only way to access the voice chat. I'm going to grab these peppers really quick so you can see what me and Hair Juicer is going to be eating later on. So just give me a second. Also, I found a message inside the box that I didn't show you guys yesterday because I didn't realize it was there. It's a diagram. It's a what's that? The hyena Harris loves those Venn diagrams. Wrinkly peppers are reapers, orange ones are ghosts, normal green ones are red Tabasco. Good luck, HJ3K and Mrs. Hair Juicer. I love that. I'm gonna frame that. Now, you got the money, because I got the stuff. Okay. These look at these nasty reapers right here. These are gonna be just tearing me and Hair Juicer up. It's huge, the size of a golf ball. This might be a death sentence. I'm not sure. But like I said, you should go get yourself a membership so you can join us over on the website to see if we survive eating these Carolina Reapers here, because it's gonna be a time. Either way, let me set that threat over there. We're gonna read through really quick, and we got the Pledge of Allegiance coming up, and then we're raiding out over on Rumble. Russell, she had a message in her box. You just gotta check the writing on the wall. She's like, what are you doing? You're like, I'm just trying to see. I'm trying to find the secret message. And there, do you shave this thing? Did you wash this today? It'll be okay. Guess I'm totally penis shaped. I know. I'm not eating that one though, guess. I'm sorry to spoil your day. 10-man eat that and shit blood. I know. I'm trying to make it worth it. Trying to make it worthwhile. I hope I can make it to tomorrow's live. Holy. Here, Juicer, I really hope no one's wiener looks like those. Yeah, it's not good. Russell, heading to the voice chat after the pledge. I got to eat some food first because I got to put something in my stomach before I do this, eating hot peppers and stuff, but I'll be in there. Plus, I got to wait for Hair Juicer. Hair Juicer said he's not going to be able to be in the chat until midnight Eastern time. So we're not going to be able to eat the peppers until then. So keep that in mind, everyone. Zero. Handy News, Rotella, Darth Jason. Thank you for reminding me, Zero. Because I can never remember. Guess I hope they are wiener-shaped peppers so I can make fun of you guys. I don't even think you're going to need that. My eyes are burning right now, and I didn't even touch peppers. So it's going to be hot. Ghostly. It's in the general chat. We'll find you. I'll post it and stuff. Right now you're in the live chat, but when you go anywhere else, you see, well, it depends if you're on a computer or a phone, but the messaging system at the top in the header, or at the bottom if you're on PC, there should be a widget at the bottom. That's the messaging system. In the general chat, in the messaging system is where we do the voice chat. But like I said, I'll notify everyone when we're doing it. Tom, you're gonna need some sugar to help stop the acid from burning so bad. I got sugar. I just don't know what else I need. I don't have ice cream. And like I've been saying, I don't have any money. I'm in the negative. Otherwise, I would have bought ice cream. Guess play Pepper from the Butthole Surfers while eating them. You got to remind me, guess because we got to wait for Hair Juicer. Simply Witchy. I'll try. I know. Hair Juicer's probably going to be at work. So he's going to get out of work, and instead of relaxing, he's going to be choosing fiery death. So, I mean, we're going to try and make the best of it. Cass. Yeah, that's why everyone's going to have a paid membership in order to do the voice chat. Because if I gave the free memberships access to the messaging system, everybody would have to censor themselves in order to participate. And we're trying to avoid censorship. That's why everything's private. There's free accounts for people to be able to use the forums, which that would end up being censored if people cross the line, which hasn't happened yet. But the free account is for people to get kind of a feel for the website. And if they actually got a purchased account, a paid account, then they'd have access to everything else. Because otherwise, all you get access to is your profile, your timeline, and the forums. And whatever you guys post, we can all see it and participate in it. But you can't see Hooligans Alley, you can't see the AI, you can't see the arcade, you can't see the live chat, and all that stuff without paying, because it prevents us from having to censor everyone. Cricket Kiss, yeah. The merch store is screwing me over. They owe me $1,000, and I thought I was going to receive it, and I didn't. And then all these bills came out, and now I'm in the hole, and it's not good. Thank you for being here, Rappy. Appreciate you. Thank you, Patriot Dad. Really appreciate you. Blackened chicken Alfredo. Sounds good, Patriot Dad. I love chicken Alfredo. Thanks for being here, Kirk Allen. David, you can do it. I'm going to try and survive it. Cass, yeah, you got to have the paid membership. Cass, you guys are nuts. This is Hair Juicer's fault. So anything bad that happens, we're all blaming Hair Juicer. Picture Dad, I got Butthole Surfers on vinyl. Styling. But I'm not saying a word about the peppers. I don't know. I'm just going to have to tough it out. Time to thug it out. Free as they can be, the nun. You think that's who this is? It's got like big cat eyes. I don't know. Like I said, I will use Google Lens and get an official verdict on who the little character is. Jones Antifa camo. No. What's up, Susie? Happy Freedom. It looks like Wednesday from the Addams Family. Yeah, it's got a mask on though. You can't really tell because there's no color difference, but it has like a mask on. There's like some sort of rim above where its eyebrows would be. Wow, Brenda, that's crazy. Yeah, CPS is trash. Simply Witchy, I don't do spicy and watch y'all to confirm I made a good decision. Yeah. You are. Me and Hair Juicer, we're about to be suffering. Either way, hooligans, it is that time once again. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we did the thing. Let's figure out who we're raiding today. Let's see. Everybody's live right now. Frag's live. I don't think we rated Frag. Toasty's live. Wilkie's live. Everybody's live. Mrs. Ma'am, Cat Dog, Grim, Rotella, the saltiest of crackers. He needs to fix his stuff so we can raid him. I mean, he doesn't need our help, but it'd be fun to raid Salty Cracker. Either way, let me scroll through really quick to see Zero's reminder so I can remember everybody we raided already. Oh, I'm thinking we're going to have to raid Grim. Oh, Grim Hollywood here. Playa. He cracks me up. I love Grim. He's awesome. I could totally see him and Cat Dog being like big famous gaming live streamers like Doc and them. I could totally see that. They got what it takes. Either way, we're going to raid Grim here. So don't forget, hit that like button as soon as you land. Let's get this raid rolling.
I'm going to look into it. Oh shit, on me, boys!
I don't know how, man. Like that should have fucking killed him.
Like I took a grenade and those bullets.
I do not know how I fucking lived. That's crazy.
Oh man. Jeff Mack, appreciate you, player. Welcome in, everybody. Hello. Hooligans, player, please. Welcome in. Good to see ya. Come. Oh my gosh, we. Whoa! Welcome in. Hello, Plastic Quack. Too old to care. Jeff Mack, I appreciate you. Welcome in, my fellow hooligans. Hello, Magic K Moon. Simply Witchy. Welcome in, Watchman. Welcome in, Get Some Gas Ass. Damn, when Jeff shows up, the party starts, huh? I appreciate you, player. Mucho. Hello, what's up, Bren? Let's go, Brandon. Let's go. Let's go, Brandon. Oh, damn, we're now in a tank. Okay. Welcome in. That's how it's done. You know what? You guys didn't get me killed. I suck at this game. I'm so bad at it. I don't know what it is. I'm pretty good at... But I am so bad at this game. I appreciate you, Jeff Mack. You just made it better. So thank you very much. Thank you. Welcome.
Grim's so badass. I don't even know what game he's playing. Maybe the new battle. Yeah, it is the new Battlefield. He's cool. He's also a hooligan. He's official over on Rumble. Good stuff. You guys did fantastic. What a fantastic raid. All right, hooligans. We're going to read through really quick, but we are wrapping this up. Like I said, we got the voice chat going on over at jeffmaclive.com. Here, Juicer will be out about midnight Eastern time if you want to come join us to eat these scary peppers. Once again, this is how they're looking here. Big scary peppers. Now, I'm only willing to eat one. I'm not going to be sitting here just eating peppers and trying to kick the bucket. I got so many damn problems right now, I don't need to create any more. But I'm going to eat one, and I think that's all it's going to take. And Hair Juicer is going to make me look bad because he's been practicing. And stuff. I'm just going to be dying. That's what's going to happen. But if you want to watch it happen, get yourself a paid membership for jeffmaclive.com. It's 10 doll hairs, or like Hair Juicer likes to say, it's like 30 cents a day. It's definitely worth it. It's definitely worth it. You'd be feeding this poor starving cat for as little as 30 cents a day by joining jeffmaclive.com. That's how it goes. So definitely take some consideration, and if I don't see you tonight, I will see you tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern time for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. And of course, it's going to be Free Speech Saturday. No YouTube, no Twitch, because we ain't got time for those community guidelines. on Saturday, so we will be live on Kick, Rumble, jeffmaclive.com, as well as X, so make your way to a better platform tomorrow for Free Speech Saturday. Did you just fall off the tower? You're not doing yourself any favors, bud. Yeah. The authorities are like, how'd you get that black eye? He's like, I fell. They're like, They'd be looking at me like I did it. I didn't do it. Either way, we're going to read through this chat really quick, and we are wrapping this up. It looks like the protest is over. I was going to stick that in the background, but that's okay. That's okay. Either way, reading through, we're wrapping her up. Guess I'm recording and selling for to Faces of Death. I think I'm going to record it. If you guys can remind me, I'll try and take a screen recording of me and Hair Juicer eating death peppers. Remind me, because I've been planning on it all day, but I got a spotty memory. It's the aluminum in my deodorant, I swear. Zero Klaus. No, I didn't. Yeah. He's trying to play it off. Simply Witchy. Good grief, is that a thing? Is what a thing, Simply Witchy. Guess I'm stand tall, don't get high. Both Jeff and Hair Juicer, tonight they will die. Get the spooky goat on that one. Good stuff. Thank you so much, Patriot Dad, for that $2 donation over on Rumble. Really appreciate you, Patriot Dad. Thank you so much for the support. Says Klaus Cat Treats. Thank you, Patriot Dad. I'm sure he appreciates it. I know I do. Plesquack posted on Discord. The video, I will do that. I got to record the video successfully. Still have enough marbles left over to remember to post it. But I will do my best. Tag me. If you don't see it by tomorrow, tag me and I'll remember to do it. Magic Moon, beautiful kitten. Oh, Klaus Daniels. Yeah, he doesn't miss any of that beauty sleep. Picture Dad should have rated Salty, been a supporter for years. I can't. His account doesn't allow raids. He has to change the way his settings are, and he won't. He might, but he won't do it for me. I've tagged him on here. I've tagged him on X. I think I even wrote him an email. For whatever reason, they have it set so you can't raid him. Otherwise, we would have. Oh, much love to you, Cass. Thank you so much for all the support. Stoner, don't touch your balls. Yeah, I have to remember to get gloves, too. I need to write these reminders down, because I don't want to mess any of that up. MU, someone setting off fireworks or a blowout on the interstate. Oh, man, stay safe out there, MU. Yeah, Patriot Dad, we would have rated Salty, but I'm just not able to. But it's okay. Grim's awesome. Meta, he fell. He just rolled off the bed. Yeah, Klaus Daniels. I don't know. Thank God he lands on his feet because he be falling. Thank you so much, Stern, for the bits over on Twitch. Really appreciate you, Stern. Thank you so much. Oh, you have a good night as well. Thank you for being with us. Thank you, Burn Powell. Hey, thanks for being here, Bobby Johnson. Teasel Agent No Show. You know, I didn't realize until you brought that up. You were right. Simply Witchy about guess saying Faces of Death. I don't know. Some people say Faces of Death is fake, but I don't know. It's hard to say. Oh, I appreciate you, Patriot Dad. All right, Hooligans. It looks like we're good to go. I want to give a huge shout out to all of you guys who sent support today. Thank you guys so much. I was so stressed. I'm still pretty stressed about everything that's happening with the financial situation because the merch store, like I had said in the beginning, they owe me $1,000. They claimed that the payment went out. I never received the payment. Now all of a sudden they're unreachable. My account is in the negatives and I have bills that are going to come out this weekend and I'm about to get raped by these overdraft fees. So every time a transaction happens, they're going to charge me $35 in a fee plus the amount that I owe for the transaction itself. So I want to give a huge shout out to everyone who sent support through Stripe, through Rumble, however you sent it. Thank you guys so much for all the support. I would not be able to do any of this without you, and I was in a really bad spot, and things are looking a little bit better, and it's because of you guys. So thank you guys so much for all the support. You guys are fantastic. And I think that's everything. Like I said, later on today in the voice chat over on jeffmaclive.com, get yourself a paid membership. You can watch me and Hair Juicer eat these hot-ass Carolina Reaper peppers. Plus, it's always a lot of fun to hang out in the voice chat. We're researching things, having good conversation, watching funny videos, listening to music, and learning all kinds of stuff while laughing the entire time. It's absolutely worth it. And like Hair Juicer says, for like 30 cents a day, you'll have access to everything on the website. And I'm constantly adding new things and improving things and giving you guys everything you need to be entertained and to even make your life a little bit better. So definitely consider getting yourself a membership for jeffmaclive.com and make your way back to us tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern time for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. And once again, it is Free Speech Saturday. No Twitch, no YouTube tomorrow. We will be live on Kick, Rumble, jeffmaclive.com, as well as X, because we don't have time for crazy community guidelines on Free Speech Saturday. So remember that. And of course, the Linktree link is in the video description if you need help finding your way to a better platform. I think that is everything. Stoner, take them to small claims court. Well, it's still early on, but it's just the timing that's screwing me over. If they would get a hold of me and tell me, like, hey, we're going to send you the money, it'd be fine. But they're saying that it takes 3 days to hit the bank account and all this stuff, and now it's not even happening. And I can't get a hold of them. So if I have to, I will take them to small claims court. But they're just strategically fucking me right now because, the bank's not going to be open over the weekend, and those transactions are going to come out. So everybody who sent support, especially through Stripe, because that's going to hit the bank account before anything else does, thank you guys so much for the support. I would not be able to go on without you guys. You guys are fantastic. So I think I've rambled on long enough. My cat, poor cat, he's starving to death. He needs his fancy feast. He needs it now. Yes, I think that's everything. So go enjoy your day. If I don't see you tomorrow, please enjoy your weekend. Be safe out there. Be fun. Be great hooligans. Eat good food because you guys deserve it. But like I say, make your way back to us tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern time for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. Huge shout out to everyone that made donations, joined the membership programs, or purchased any merch. I really appreciate all of you hooligans, and I wouldn't be able to do any of this if it wasn't for you. So thank you so much for all your support, and I'll see you on the next live. Until then, stand tall, shine bright, and that's a wrap.